TWSN. You ain't heard about us yet, well you better know now, because it's the place that it all goes down. Get up, let me begin. This is TWSN. You ain't heard about us yet, well you better know now, because it's the place that it all goes down.
Shout out Young Switch.
Thank you guys for joining us for another year, another show, the Sit Down with Malik Wright NFL Draft Coverage live stream. I'm your host, Malik Wright. Joined by my co-host, as always, Daniel Alameda. We've got Logan Fulmer in the building, and it's just us. It's just us three, man. And we're going to be breaking down all the picks, talking them all through. Our Cincinnati Bengals do not have a pick tonight in the NFL Draft, but we never know who might fall. We never know who could be available in round 2. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to seeing all the prospects picked. Some of the guys that we did so much extensive work on, right? Guys like Reuben Bain Jr., so on and so forth. Seeing where they might land. I'm pumped up for this. I'm really, really pumped up for this. While we got you guys here, do us a favor, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss when we go live or upload content. If you guys aren't familiar with the channel, we are going to be live from pick 1 all the way through to pick 32, assessing things, talking things through. Without further ado, I want to get my guys in here, get their opinions on this draft. Who are some of the players they want to see where they land? Logan, we're going to start with our residential coach. We're going to get to you first.
I'm interested to see a lot of things tonight. I mean, first and foremost, I'm interested to see how the teams kind of deal with the movement on the board. This draft class is, I don't want to say weaker, but it's obviously a little weaker. So it's going to be, I think it's going to cause some teams to be more aggressive to kind of get their guys, but some teams, might be presented with the tough task of trying to evaluate what it is worth to move down. And if it is worth sacrificing, a little bit of a worse player and a little bit of a weaker class as well. So always kind of navigating that trade line and everything. That's going to be pretty interesting. I'm interested to see how these edges come off the board at the top of the draft. I'm interested to see how the DBs come off the draft and come off the board in the middle of the draft. And really the order of the wide receivers. I think that's something we haven't really been able to discuss from our Bengals perspectives of things is this wide receiver class at the top of the board. Obviously round 1, we're going to see maybe up to six receivers go off the board tonight. It's kind of changed a lot of these last few days. Some late steam from Tyson, some others. But I'm just excited to kind of see all the hectic and the chaos now that we don't have to really worry about it impacting us today. It's a little bit of a different feeling for us.
Yeah, man. First off, I'm excited for this. This is, one of the nights that we have to really show what we've done, right? This entire draft process, we've been watching the guys, and we appreciate just everybody in the chat that's here listening to us talk, because we're going to be talking it through, right? Trades, the picks, as the Raiders officially go on the clock. I'm excited for this, man, because I know last year was a good time, and all around it's just such a fun night, especially round 1, because this is the start of the new year, at least in my opinion. Obviously, we had free agency, but like I said, we've done the War Room shows, we've done the free agency shows, and we've had a lot of you guys on the ride with us, and it's cool to see, all the work and all the scouting and all the film that we've watched. It's cool to see, all right, does this guy go a lot higher? Does this guy fall? And it's cool to put yourself in the perspective of the team. So just one thing, as we're looking at the board, obviously it's probably going to be Fernando Mendoza, but the draft, everybody obviously says it starts at 2, but I'm just curious to see the trades, because this does feel like one of those years where you are going to see a lot of trades in that top 20. And there have been some years in the past where it's kind of boring. It's kind of chalk, right? You have the quarterbacks that go, and it's just chalk. But this year feels different because there doesn't seem to be that consensus top 5 group of guys. So all around, what I think I'm excited for, like you said, is those wide receivers, is the run on offensive linemen. That's the one thing I'm circling as well, because there's teams in that 10 to 20 range that I think are going to be gunning for these offensive linemen. So all around, man, I'm pumped up. I'm excited. And, one last thing on the offensive lineman as well, because obviously we didn't have the chance to touch on it in the War Room shows, because, it was likely the Bengals weren't going to go left tackle or offensive line, because they went out, re-signed Orlando Brown Jr., got him his extension. But this is a group in that 10 to 20 range with guys like Monroe Freeling, Spencer Fano, Caden Proctor, guys that weren't necessarily up there at the early part of the draft process, but you tend to see NFL games are won in the trenches. And this is where the teams, where it's not really sexy throughout the entire offseason, talk about offensive linemen, but then you go out and you see, in previous years, the New Orleans Saints go after offensive line, the Las Vegas Raiders go after offensive line, these teams where you're like, bro, you should have went wide receiver, but you build the trenches. So teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'd be curious of, the Detroit Lions, the Cleveland Browns. Those are the teams I'm curious to see go offensive line. But just looking at the rest of the top 10, I'm kind of curious, Logan, to hear your thoughts on the Washington Commanders. Their team, obviously, they're pick number 7. Where do you think they go? Because it seems like they could go one of two ways, right? You got Dan Quinn, defensive-minded guy. You could go offense. And once again, for everybody, drop you guys questions down below. Whether it's opposing teams, the Cincinnati Bengals, whatever, question you have for the draft, drop them down below, and we will be answering them.
I think for me, I've been a big proponent of them drafting a receiver at 7, but what they really should need to heavily consider is trading down. This is a team that does not have a lot of picks. I believe they have 7, 71, and then something in the 120s, 130s, maybe even the 140s. This is a team that has gotten older over the last couple of years. Weirdly enough, they were one of the older teams in the NFL last year. They did a good job of adding a lot of talent on the defensive side of the football this year. And through free agency, Odafe Owe, Chason, Nick Cross, Leo Chenal, I believe too, that they've added a ton, just a ton of talent on the defensive side of the football. Jaden Daniels is going to be healthy, and that's kind of where I'm excited for them to add. Maybe it's not at 7, maybe it's early and at 71 whenever they pick again, but I think that's a team that really needs to just get more swings at the bat. You have your quarterback. I mean, I don't think anybody's denying the talent of Jaden Daniels. Yep. They just, they don't really have much else there going for them at the moment. The line's okay. Terry McLaurin is what he is. Like, we all know what he is. He's not a bad player, not a superstar receiver, just a quality NFL receiver. Zach Ertz is old and still obviously semi-productive, but he's coming off injuries again. Like, they just need more for Jaden Daniels to work with, and he's an exciting player. They have a lot of the things that they need. They just kind of really need some talent on the offensive side of the ball to kind of continue to push them forward. I mean, they obviously took a massive step back this last season due to injuries and a number of other reasons, but it's a fun team that's looking to get back on track, and kind of excited to see how they attack it.
Yeah. Just looking at the rest of the draft, I'm kind of curious, we've done.
Pick is in.
Oh, wow. The pick is officially in, but, but real quick,
real suspense there, right? Real suspense there. Like, we didn't know who the pick was. It's probably the most slam dunk pick that we honestly knew about for so long, guys. I mean, I hate that they dragged this thing out. We all knew Fernando Mendoza was the pick. It was so funny. Teams did start calling the Raiders, trying to see if they could potentially trade up, like, within the last 2 weeks. And it's like, no, they're not going to trade up. They're not going to trade out a pick 1 and let you take Fernando Mendoza there, the guy that they view as their future franchise quarterback. And interestingly enough, talking to our guy Dane Parsons, who's a scout over at Bleacher Report, he says that his player comp was Joe Burrow for Fernando Mendoza. He said he's Joe Cool. He's very similar to him in the way he carries himself. Guys, we could talk all day about this pick, right? I don't want to dive into that just too much because I feel like we've talked so much about Fernando Mendoza and a lot of these picks. Who are some of your favorite prospects in this draft class that you want to see where they go? Who are some guys you're interested to hear about and you want to know where they could fall in this draft?
I think for me, it's, I didn't get to talk about him too much in the war room, but it's just Peter Woods. Obviously I'm a pretty big fan of his, but just how that defensive tackle position is growing of importance in the NFL is something that pushes him up the board for me especially. But knowing that there's not many teams that seem to be valuing the defensive tackle position, maybe it's just in the class or for whatever reason it is, like the league doesn't seem to be itching to get some of these defensive tackles at the top of the draft. So I'm just kind of interested to see where he falls. Another player, like, I'm a fan of him, but I'm not like some massive fan, but I'm interested to see where Kenyon Sadiq goes, just in general. I think it's the first tight end, number of options, just interesting.
I got off the phone, and you were actually in the room with me when I just got off the phone call. Mm-hmm. Kenyon Sadiq expected he could go anywhere in the top 15. There are some folks that believe he'll go well before 15. We'll see where actually that lands. I know that I was shocked to hear some information, regarding the number 2 pick. To me, this is where the intrigue starts. Yes. Right. They some of the conversations that I had, it seems to be an unknown thing where the where the Jets are going to go at too. Is it going to be Arvell Reese? Is it going to be David Bailey? If David Bailey is not picked at 2, what was told to me was expect him to go very, very shortly after, right? Jeremiah Love is in play at 3 for the Arizona Cardinals as well. Jordan Tyson is at play number 5 for the New York Giants. You know something that I heard that was very interesting, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the Saints have interest in Kayvon Thibodeau. Right? And here's the little bit of dilemma right now. The Giants aren't sure if Jordan Tyson is going to make it to pick 10. We all know the Giants acquired pick 10 by trading with the Cincinnati Bengals, Dexter Lawrence, right? They want Jordan Tyson. They've made no qualms about it. They want him so bad that they're willing to draft him at 5. The problem is they also want to be able to go out there and grab another one of these stalwart players. So here's a little bit of the dilemma. Where the Saints pick, the Giants are considering a potential trade-up option just to ensure that they grab him. And one of the things that have been floated out is Kayvon Thibodeau, a part of that trade. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, listen, I think that this is a conversation that we've had before, the Kayvon Thibodeau side. It makes all the world of sense. It does. The Kayvon Thibodeau, I'm actually a big fan of him. I think he is underrated. I think he's gotten a lot of trash because of how high he was drafted. But it almost seemed like last year that was a foregone conclusion, right? Kayvon Thibodeau, they drafted Abdul Carter. You have Brian Burns, who's a top-tier edge rusher. Where the hell is Kayvon going to fit? And he's also coming up on a contract year. And this is something for everybody to pay attention to. Anytime a guy's in a contract year, you will see guys often be put on the trade block. So, Malik, I think that it is a trade that makes sense. It makes sense from, and you always say this, it takes 2 to tango. Makes sense from the Giants side to potentially give away Kayvon Thibodeau, and same thing with the Saints. And to be honest, at first, I didn't believe the Jordan Tyson smoke. I really didn't, right? Jordan Tyson all, draft process long was, hey, he's a great wide receiver, but he's got injury concerns. He's not testing. And then as he crept up and then as he had his workout, it's like, all right, oh, maybe he could go top 10. And then, oh, maybe, no, it is for sure he's going top 10. And then, oh, maybe go top 5. Oh, now he's getting real looks. So for me, this was one of the late risers. I didn't believe the smoke with Harbaugh and Jordan Tyson. I believe now, but the Jets pick is in.
Yes,
that was quick.
Yeah,
that was quick. So they clearly knew.
Yeah, but to kind of continue off the
Jets taking David Bailey.
Wow.
Jets taking David Bailey. Jets taking David Bailey here. That's the pick. So this is where the draft gets really interesting because the Arizona Cardinals really love Jeremiah Love, but with the Arizona Cardinals knowing that they need defensive help, would they turn this pick in for Arvell Reese here? It's going to be a short night for Arvell Reese no matter which way you look at it. But something that was said to me that's very, very sneaky, guys, very, very sneaky. This is not in stone, but I believe Ruben Bain Jr. is also in play for the Tennessee Titans at 4. I believe Ruben Bain Jr. is in play for the Tennessee Titans at 4. We'll see what happens, though.
Yeah, this is, I mean, Bailey, and this is another one, to be honest with you. I was not on the train for Bailey going top 2.
I think it's dumb. I don't know. I feel like they spent their whole offseason kind of adding guys around the idea of adding a player like Arvell Reese, these hybrid guys. Like even Joseph Asai, he's a complementary player to a guy like Arvell Reese. I think there was just so many more questions with David Bailey and just not even on the field. Like, I mean, we've talked about it plenty. There's a guy who's literally curb stomped a dude in the middle of a football game, grabbed a reporter by the neck. Like, these are things that matter, especially when you're picking somebody second overall. Like, this is not some light, like just rumors. These are everybody has seen them if you've taken the time to look for them. I think Arvell Reese is a higher upside player. I think he's better fit for the Jets. I don't. There's never been a world, we talked about this a little bit before, there's never been a world where David Bailey has been a better football player than Arvell Reese or Ruben Bain. That has never been a situation for me. And for the Jets to select him at 2 just feels, I just don't get the thought process.
Yeah, and our guy Nick in the comment section, he said Bailey is going to get killed in the run game. I thought he improved a little bit this year, but when we talk about number 2 overall in the run game, I completely agree with you. There is no way he's on the same level of Bain and Arvell Reese, and it's official. David Bailey, he's in. I didn't realize he was officially in the green room, but to be honest with you, I'm on the same page. And the problem I have here is I think that maybe this was a little bit of Aaron Glenn pushing, because I do think Bailey gives you more from a pass rush upside year one right away. I just think Glenn's going to be gone. I don't like this Jets roster. I think the Jets with Geno Smith are respectfully a bottom three team this year. So I get it. Listen, and I'm not going to bash on him, say he can't be a good player, but
No.
I just think that this was a little bit of a reach. And at the end of the day, I think that the Jets have to really make their 16th overall pick, and I'm curious to see if they will end up trading up.
You got to wonder here too, and I want to let Logan get in here. Is this a spot where the Cardinals trade back? You got to wonder that.
I think this opens up the door tremendously, and I think that speaks to how teams view David Bailey and Arvo Reese. I don't think Bailey would have commanded the amount of attention in a trade that Arvo Reese is probably commanding at this moment. I mean, I think there's a number of teams that value Arvo Reese higher. I think a lot of them probably did have Arvo Reese higher than David Bailey, and I think the potential trade chatter has grown significantly over the last couple of weeks, mainly because we started getting this rumor about David Bailey going second. I don't think it's a coincidence that all that stuff started at the same time. I think the Cardinals should trade down here, but just because I think they can get a ton of value in a weaker class. But it's what I talked about at the start of the show. What's the value of trading down here if it is a weaker class? Like how far do you really go down? It all depends who the Cardinals are really honing in on. If the Cardinals are dead set on drafting an offensive lineman, which would not be a bad idea at all, they could trade down as far as they please. Like this is a quality offensive lineman first round. It's a quality offensive lineman draft in general. Maybe not no like surefire absolute studs, but ton of quality options. I wouldn't even hate it if they stuck and picked Arvo Reese. I just don't want them to take Jeremiah Love at all. I think that makes no sense. Trade back or Reese.
Jeremiah Love was always pegged as well to Tennessee Titans. Obviously, then the conversation started flurrying that, well, the Cardinals might take Jeremiah Love here, right? And I think that's what created the conversation and made people start to think. I don't know, man. This is going to be very, very interesting. But I think Arvo Reese makes a lot of sense. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see kind of very shortly.
Yeah, this is when you look at the Cardinals, I agree. And this is another team that you have to look as well into what is the structure of their team. And I think that Monty Austin I think his seat's hot as the general manager. And this is where this also revolves around, all right, are they going Ty Simpson? Because that is the biggest secret that everybody's saying. Ty Simpson, they're going to trade up into the second round for him. If you're going Ty Simpson, I do think that this kind of changes your philosophy a little bit. So I agree. I would personally be calling, and even if you get 70 cents on the dollar for a trade back, I'm cool with it, right? Trade back to number 8, trade back to number 6, wherever it is. Yeah. You get 70 cents on the dollar, you get an extra second round pick, and you end up getting your offensive lineman. But
man, while we got you guys here, if you guys could do us a huge favor, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss when we go live. Also, want to let you guys know this show is being brought to you by TWSM, but also our sponsor, Pastiza. Some of the best pizza I personally think here in Ohio. Me being a Jersey guy, right? Trying out a place that I feel like they really capture the New York style, New Jersey style pizza. Make sure you guys check them out. Their location is all in our description below. Make sure you guys, if you are in the Ohio area or ever come here for a Bengals game, make sure you guys give our friends there a visit. We had a couple of slices upstairs. We're gonna keep the show going though. Daniel, give me some more thoughts on some of your guys, and I want to hear from Logan as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, phenomenal pizza. You guys should go get some tomorrow for day 2.
Quality stuff.
Looking at the Cardinals, I mean, we got to look right now live into their war room. I really think that this is one they could go many other ways. I do think
they are looking at they are open to a trade too. That's the one thing.
Look, I would be trading back. I do think that Jeremiah Love, personally, if I'm there, I wouldn't take him.
Well, I think you're gonna have your heart broken.
Oh Lord, I mean, it's not necessarily. It's not that I'm mad about it, but I think it's just bad roster construction. I really do, especially if they go, take Jeremiah Love and then trade back up in for Ty Simpson, a guy who, in my opinion, is not ready to start day 1. The pick is in. So we'll see.
I'm just gonna put this up. That's it. I'm gonna put that up. We'll see. We'll see.
And let me just say this as well, though. Like, Jeremiah Love is one of the best running backs that has come out of the draft in the past 5 years. This is a guy, he's immediately going to come in and be a 1,200 to 1,500 yard all-purpose guy. He is a phenomenal running back. And it even goes to show Notre Dame had another running back, Jadarian Price, who we'll talk about either late day 1, day 2. And he didn't get any run because of Jeremiah Love. Teams raved about him, raved about his character.
Mhm.
He is a bona fide top 5 talent, and bona fide people are saying top 3 talent. I do think that he is a surefire great player in the NFL. So, yeah, I wonder. I mean, pick is in. I just maybe they didn't get enough, offers, and maybe they didn't because I also don't think is a team going to offer a first round pick to move up in this draft? Probably not.
I think obviously I don't know. I think drafting Jeremiah Love here is utterly ridiculous from the Cardinals. I don't think they're anywhere near running back away. They don't have a great roster. They have James Conner, who is still tied up for tens of millions of dollars a year. They have Trey Benson, who they drafted in the 2nd and 3rd round. They just signed Tyler Algier, again, another free agent spending, and now you're going to spend the 3rd overall pick on Jeremiah Love. And this is nothing with Jeremiah Love. He is a fantastic player. We spent a number of shows talking about him being a potential generational level prospect and how we'd be cool with him at
You just
10.
don't draft the running back at 3 if you have you know what I mean?
Yep.
We agree. Like
it's just stupid. It's a horrible team building
their
strategy.
roster is bad.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
And now there's tons of smoke about them adding Ty Simpson. What does that do for you? What do these do for you? I love, if they had a quarterback that was hurt or a young quarterback last year and you do this, I can cut you some slack. But now you're going to be banking on Ty Simpson or Jacoby Brissett to elevate this team. This team also still has a terrible defense. I would, if I was a Cardinals fan, I would be irate. Jeremiah Love is a really good football player. But from a pure team building aspect, this is one of the worst picks a team can make in the top 3. From where they're at and just everything. Their division is so good. Their division is probably the best division in football. And the running back position has the shortest lifespan as any position in the NFL. So Jeremiah Love, if he's good for the next 4 years, 5 years, when are the Cardinals going to be relevant? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. What I think, and this is what I would do if I were in their shoes, I honestly wouldn't take Ty Simpson. I think that this is a roster that is not ready now. This roster is horrendous. I would be looking to that 2027 draft class, and you better hope, right? I think that I would go and take your 2nd round pick and take trenches, go edge rusher, go offensive line. And you just kind of hope for that class in 2027 to go out and get a quarterback. And listen, maybe they think Ty Simpson's the guy, but the problem I have with this, and we will see, I don't want to take too much time spending on Ty Simpson right now, is the guy's not ready right now. And if he's not ready yet, and you have a bad season, you put him in halfway through the season and you're kind of iffy on him, then what does it do if you're in position to draft an Arch Manning next year? So you drafted Jeremiah Love. You can't hate the talent. It really just depends on what they do, with their 2nd pick, because
$50.5 million guaranteed for Jeremiah Love is the most guaranteed money a running back has ever made in the NFL.
He's the highest paid running back in the
NFL
too.
history.
Yeah.
Right now, Jeremiah Love is the highest paid running back in NFL history. That's what the Cardinals just spent the 3rd overall pick on. Highest, and it sucks. He's a really good football player. I hate it, but just from a team building standpoint, it makes no sense.
So then, Arvell Reese has fallen. Obviously not crazy far.
No.
He ain't falling too far.
Yeah,
he ain't falling too far. I know the Tennessee Titans really like Jeremiah Love.
Yeah.
Right? But this becomes interesting now. Because for Tennessee, what do?
That's a big
do you
domino.
go Ruben
That's a
Bain?
big domino.
Or do you go Arvell Reese?
Still
But this is
there.
where I expect to see an interesting run here. I expect them to go defensive end here. I mean, they could go Sonny Styles, theoretically. They could.
I wish they would consider a receiver, honestly, too.
Can I just say this?
No.
Yes, I can. I'm kidding. Can I am so happy for this, and I like Jeremiah Love. I liked him to the potential of the Titans.
Yeah.
But build that front for that dominant defense.
Yeah.
The Titans defense is going to be crazy. Whoever they draft here, you have Jeffrey Simmons, you have Jermaine Johnson. They just added cornerbacks, in free agency. Robert Saleh, if he gets a guy, and it depends if it's Styles or if it's one of these edge rushers, this defense, year 1, is going to make that AFC South look you got Daniel Jones come back from an injury. You have Trevor Lawrence. Depends on what they do at wide receiver. Maybe they go out, in the 2nd round and get one. But this defense, I'm actually very happy. If I'm a Titans fan, I know it sucks not having Jeremiah Love, but you have got to be happy with your defense, and we will see which guy they pick.
Yeah, man. I just feel right here in this spot, man, if you're the Tennessee Titans, right, you've got to go BPA, man. But it's just a matter of, I guess, preference. Who's better on your board? Is it Arvell Reese? Is it Ruben Bain Jr.? Or does a trade back scenario make sense here if the option presents itself?
It could. It could. The only problem with that is how far, and if you're willing to do that, then are you willing to go offensive line?
Let's be clear. Any of these teams that's maneuvering inside the top 10, unless you get to the back end of the top 10, I think that you're not leaving the top 10. I think you're pretty much just mixing and matching with a team that might be at 9 or a team at 10 or a team at, I don't think you're really falling beyond.
I think it'd be cool for them. Obviously this is just pure speculation, but like I think it'd be cool for them to move down with like a New Orleans or Kansas City or somebody who wants that last defensive really stud. What?
The Titans take Carnell Tate.
That's what I was just gonna say. I think they should take the receiver. That's pretty fun.
Carnell Tate.
Oh, give Cam Ward a weapon, baby. Woo!
That's interesting.
I like it. I'm not gonna lie, I like it.
You do?
Well, I like it. They were clearly wanting to go offense, and I think
I didn't think Carnell Tate was going to be the first receiver off the board. I'm just being honest. I thought Jordan Tyson was going to be.
I love that they drafted a receiver.
Yeah.
For that team needed some youth with Cam Ward. He needed a building block to go with. He's a good complement to a lot of the speed guys that they have.
Okay.
Again, definitely early for him. I will agree with that, but I love the idea of drafting a receiver for Cam Ward.
Wow. And it makes sense. Like, and this is if you guys go back and see the trend of teams that just drafted a quarterback the year before, it's 75 to 80% of the time they go offense the next year in round one, because you've got to give your guy, your franchise quarterback, something to work with. The only problem I have, and listen, Tate is a safe pick. Tate is a good receiver, and I think he could be, a high end 2, could be a 1. But I just don't know if this is the move for me. I don't think that he's a top 5 player. I think that you're reaching on a need here. So
I was going to emphasize the fact that they should trade down and add a receiver. That's what I was going to emphasize, because I don't think it's much like David Bailey to me. Good player, not the 2nd overall player. Good player, not the 4th overall player here. And that's the frustrating part for him.
And one thing too, Nell Houday brought up a great point. He said Saleh did not look happy. This is another thing. We don't know who's making these picks. But I've got to believe that Robert Saleh is pissed off right now. I have to believe that, because you have Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles on the board. That is a defensive-minded guy. To be honest with you, I'd be looking at Mike Borgonzi, who was from Kansas City. We know he loves offense. I'd be looking at him and say, hey, he's the GM. He made the pick.
Man, this draft is bonkers already.
This is wild.
This draft is bonkers already.
If the Bengals had the 10th pick, we would be feeling so good.
Yeah.
2 offensive players already.
That is a good point.
Feeling so good,
man. This is crazy.
It's kind of interesting because, Arvell Reese falling to 5 in this range, I don't think many people really expected all that.
So what did the Giants do here now? You have to, in my opinion, you have to take one of the Ohio State guys. You have to. You can't. I will scream if they take Tyson at 5 over the Ohio State guys.
Over all 3 of them.
Yes, I will. Because you're John Harbaugh. You were trying to establish a culture. And I know the run on wide receivers is here, but you cannot pass up on these guys. And especially in Arvell Reese, I can understand Sonny Styles because of positional versatility and where the position is top 5. But holy crap!
Let's just talk about this for a second, because if you get the Giants here in a weird spot, do you draft Jordan Tyson here and then risk, because obviously this is the first receiver now draft, the Carnell Tate.
Yep.
Do you run that risk of that guy not being there at 10?
He won't be there at 10 now. He won't.
But
I don't know.
He won't. He won't. I'm willing to bet. But that's the question. I don't think you do it. I don't think you do it unless if you see him as a number 1, but from a roster building perspective.
The Saints like him.
The
Saints like him.
Right,
he doesn't like the Saints, meaning Tyson, but the Saints like him.
Yeah.
So that create this is interesting.
This is such a good spot for the 7, 8, 9, 10 group. Like the Commander, Saints, Chiefs here. Like that's just
if you're the Chiefs, you got to be feeling great.
Oh,
yes,
absolutely.
yes.
You're probably thinking about trading up to get one of these guys, but you're Sonny Styles, Ruben Bain, Arvell Reese, Caleb Downs are all there. Like you're gonna get one of those guys. Like just because. Like that's God. Oh my Lord. The Giants just drafted Arvell Reese.
Really? Oh
really?
My God.
Yep.
Man.
All right. All right.
Man.
Does that help the Thibodeau rumors?
It has to.
Wait,
It
hold
has
on.
to.
Wait, hold on. It just processed. Wait, hold on.
The Giants just took Arvell Reese.
Yo, he's gone. Yeah, but
If you ask me,
Brian Burns.
if you ask me in this spot, Wow. New Orleans. Keep an eye on New Orleans.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on New Orleans, right?
That's got to be it.
Yeah.
That has to be it. That has to be it.
Because
You have
wow.
Carter, Reese, and listen, I will never.
Carter and Reese are kind of the.
I will
similar
never
players.
fault you for going defensive line.
No, you can't. You can't be faulted. But I think this is just that just screams Arvell Reese was the highest player on our board. Holy shit, he's here at 5. Let's draft Arvell Reese and figure it out.
So I have a
later.
question for y'all. When does
Yep.
Ruben Bain get drafted?
If I had to guess right now, I'd say 9 of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
where he goes.
They could go. Yeah,
The
probably.
See, the Browns here are an interesting spot. If somebody wants to jump one of these next teams for a defender, now would be the spot to
For
get
Browns for
but,
sure.
But even then, it's
Sonny
like
Styles
there's
falling,
still
too.
so many good quality players here.
But if I'm the Browns, because I know the Browns really like Spencer Fano,
Yeah.
I trade back.
Yes.
You cannot
Oh,
if they take
there it was.
What?
They traded. Yep.
Cleveland?
Kansas City up to Cleveland. Yep.
Yep.
seriously.
Right there. I mean, I
Yeah,
saw it.
Chiefs traded to 6.
Holy. So that's
Chiefs
Okay.
traded to
We're
6.
about to find out.
Bane.
We're about to find out.
Holy crap. This.
It's
the
got
pick-
to.
The pick is in. Oh, yeah. That's Arvo Reese.
Who
Wow.
do you think it's
I
for?
can't-
Who do you think it's for?
It's
The
got to
Chiefs?
be Bane.
But like, do
Chiefs,
they
man.
feel the need to move up for Bane? with
Jordan
these-
Tyson
with these-
maybe
with
to
these-
go over.
No, I hope
Hold
not.
on. Could it be Jordan Tyson to go
There's
over
no
the
way you trade up. There's no way you trade
have
up
to
for a
get you,
receiver.
you have to get above the
I
Saints
don't
and the
think-
Commanders. You have to if they like Tyson.
But they love Ruben Bain.
I agree. It's
But
probably
whoever much like I just said for the Giants drafting Arvell Reese, I think this is the same position for the Chiefs. The Chiefs are like, holy shit, our first or second ranked player is still on the board.
Yeah.
We're going to get him.
Yeah.
Whether that's, I mean, it could be Caleb Downs, it could be Sonny Styles, it could be Ruben Bain. Like all these players are still here at 6 for the Chiefs. Like
what a draft. This
Man.
is good on the Chiefs for going. I'm curious to see what the
the package.
compensation
Yes,
is. And
absolutely.
where's that guy Sean Brennan? That's who I'm looking for.
Yeah, where you at,
That's
Sean?
what I'm looking for in the chat, man.
You gotta think it's for Bain after they saw the run on defensive ends, man.
I think so.
You gotta think so, right? Am I wrong?
I mean, it's
Arvell Reese is gone. David Bailey's off the board. They've said to people that will listen, you know,
It's tough though.
I'm
because
planting
if
my
you-
flag. I think it's Tyson.
If you think
I
this,
think
but
it's
if
you think they're trading up for the receiver Tyson. Okay.
I think so.
All right.
Listen,
Daniel, I hope not,
anything
brother.
can happen here.
I mean, this is why I love the draft. It's
Yeah, this
so
is-
much fun,
yeah.
dude. Like,
This is crazy.
dude, I mean, I would have never really expected this, and then now the Chiefs sit here at 6.
Yeah, this is crazy.
'Cause-
Well, it all
I don't
started
know.
at number 2, and then so the Chiefs trade up. Obviously, so the Giants take Arvell Reese.
Okay, here it is. Chiefs
Holy-
get 6, or Chiefs got 6. They gave up 9, 74, and
Okay.
148.
Oh, easy, good move.
Oh my God.
Hold on,
I don't know if it's true. I don't want to.
How are we doing this? Also, like,
There's no way this man soared the lane, right? I mean,
no.
I mean, if you could have to jump Washington and New Orleans,
man, this is interesting.
I wouldn't do that because I think that you can get a cornerback at pick number 29, but
yeah, D'Angelo Pons.
yeah, D'Angelo Ponce, that's who you need. Well, Cleveland, I guess, wouldn't take him, but man, this
No, well, they didn't
is
give up.
insane.
I don't.
John
I think
Stewart,
I'd
real
guess
quick.
Bane.
John Stewart said, "Good vibes. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate everybody in the chat. This is going to be a fun night, and we will be live
my
as well,
God.
day 2. Hold on, are we saying it or what? How's this?
You-
Are we
you-
saying it?
You go ahead,
Go
The
say it.
Chiefs just drafted Mansour Delane,
Wow.
6th overall.
man. This is wild,
Holy shit!
man.
Yo, this draft is
This draft is crazy.
Oh my
This
god!
This
wild.
draft is crazy.
I don't think he goes. I know there's some smoke about the Commanders liking him potentially, but you're telling me you felt that he had to have
They-
been like their second ranked player.
they
on
think
the board.
they must think. Well, number 1, it's a need, and 2, they probably think he is a superstar. They probably think he's a
Wow.
shutdown, lockdown cornerback. I was not expecting Mansour Delane.
That's it. He would have been there.
Yo, you think so,
He would
right?
have been there.
I
But they
don't wanna-
also
I don't want to be this person, but the
Yeah.
board would have fell absolutely flawlessly for the Cincinnati
Bro,
Bengals. If
what?
we stayed,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, this
we
is-
would have as our pick of whoever the hell.
So
Like
wow,
that's insane.
First
How
off,
are we still in the Giants?
I think it's a good move because they didn't give up a lot. 71 sucks.
But did they need to give up anything?
No.
That's the
Wow.
All right, so who's going to Washington?
It's
That's the
Sonny
question.
Styles.
Think so?
Bobby Wagner replacement.
Yeah.
Caleb Downs, like
Caleb Downs, it could be.
I think Sonny Styles would be Leo Chenal, Sonny Styles. That's a good. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I don't think the Chiefs needed to trade up for Mansoor.
probably
though,
not,
man.
bro. Probably
Not they clearly thought the Commanders had to have been drafting him, right? Like that's the
Yeah,
only
they
Yeah.
had to have.
that's the only thought process.
Yeah, and Commanders need cornerback bad.
How was Ruben Bain
Damn,
still here?
He's not going
Bang!
29 to, he's not going 29 to the Chiefs now. D'Angelo Ponds. Fuck. I bet that before the show started.
Yeah, we had Kane's 2026 champs. Congrats, brother. He said, how is Bain still on the board? Yeah, man. I mean, some team's going to get a steal. So where's his landing spot now? So the Browns are at 9. Because Saints could go. Man, Bain's going to fall, bro.
Think so?
We'll see. I mean,
New Orleans?
It's New Orleans or Miami. I don't know, man. It could be New Orleans.
What if Cleveland did it, though?
That would be insane. They have to go offensive line.
Do you have to? They got 1 pick in the first round, right?
2.
2.
Pick number 24.
You could go offensive line. You could go offensive line, later.
At 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I thought everything I thought was wrong so far.
It's been nuts, bro.
Arvell Reese got taken by Giants, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Arvell
That
Reese to Giants.
is wow. Even that move, and we're going to discuss this. John Harbaugh, I like going.
Have you guys
defensive line,
liked
but that
any
is
of these
insane.
picks?
They're weird.
for the
Nah,
teams?
this is
Like,
weird, man. This is
I
crazy.
don't-
From a football perspective, Mansoor Delane is great for the Chiefs. He is. But at 6, I agree. I agree.
6 is
Yeah,
nuts.
man.
I agree.
I mean, that's crazy to me, bro.
I don't know.
Oh my god. I mean, I like Arvell Reese in general to the Titans, but again, not at 6 or at 4, wherever it went. I like Jeremiah Love, not at 3. I like David Bailey, not to the Jets.
Carnell
at 2.
Tate to the Titans was interesting as well.
All
Like,
of
how
these have
about
been
that?
Bad shit, crazy, bro. Like,
Bro, I don't think anybody had that.
No. Some people, I think, talked about them going offense, but that's the dude,
People thought they
and
would
I'm
go
not going to
Love
trash
or-
on him. He has never had 1,000 yards in a season. I know he's playing behind Jeremiah Smith, but like, this is a guy who is not, in my opinion, a top 5 guy. I think they drafted for need there. And what do you do at offensive line? They still need help, but so Kansas City Chiefs, obviously they're going Mansoor Delane. So who's still on the board? We got Sonny Styles.
Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, Ruben Bain, all the offensive linemen.
So Downs got to fall, right?
Dude,
Downs got to fall.
I don't know if it happens, but Caleb Downs to Miami would be a fantastic.
John
pick for
Eric
them.
Sullivan and Halfley, they love their safeties.
And they have absolutely the worst cornerback room you've ever laid your eyes on if you look at it.
I'm curious to see.
constructed.
Yeah, offensive
horrible.
linemen. I think we'll be talking
I
about
think that's why
offensive
the
linemen
Browns-
10 to 20.
I think that's why Browns moved down too. I think they want an offensive lineman.
So they got 71, and they got
The Browns were like, "You guys want to take Mansoor Delane? Yeah, sure. Come on. What do you like? Whatever you guys want to give us, it's fine with us. Just like send it in. Like, come on, hurry up. Like, God.
yeah, man. This
Man,
is
this is crazy. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us, man. This is crazy. You got almost 150 people watching us. If you guys do a favor, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel while we guys got you here, man. This is fun. This is crazy.
yes, sir. Just some things from the chat.
Let's get to the chat.
AK, I can't pronounce the name, Akalsi. He said, one of my favorite times of the year, even though we aren't picking exactly. This has been bat crazy. Michael Ruffin said, does this mean McCoy knee is really a problem? We will see, obviously, as
Yeah.
it gets on, but
Yeah, I heard those whispers, man. I heard that apparently he might need another surgery. I don't know how true that is, but we'll see. This is real conversations that I had literally right before we started the stream because I wanted to come on here with as much intel as possible. But there's real belief that Jamal McCoy could slide really, really far. I'm talking about even potentially out of the first round. We'll see though.
I mean, same thing. Hindsight's obviously 2020, but we said the same thing about Will Johnson last year, right? We were projecting top 10 player and then started falling. And it's like,
But he
hey,
had a good rookie year though too. So
he's good.
I can't believe this, bro.
Yeah.
I think every pick was almost equally as shocking, and we led up to this Chiefs one, and it was not Jordan Tyson, it was not Ruben Bain, it was not any of these players. It was Mansoor Delane.
Insane. John Stewart said, I like Dexter Lawrence at 10. We'll see. I'm curious to see once we get to 10, we will talk about who was on the board, if the Bengals would have been on the board, but you can't be mad with Dexter Lawrence.
No.
Sexy Dex, you can't be mad.
pick is in. Commanders are taking a linebacker, Sonny Styles. Right?
Dan Quinn, good
That's
pick.
a fun pick for them.
Good
Man,
pick.
What a
that's a good pick.
defensive
Yeah.
offseason for them.
Yeah, it's been a good offseason for sure.
That is a lot of defensive influx on one side of the ball. I mean, that's like damn near probably 8 new starters.
Yeah, they went out. They got Leo Chenal,
Sonny Styles, Nick
Sonny
Cross,
Styles.
Owe, Chasen.
Man, I think
Maybe
one
somebody
of
else.
my takeaways from this early on is like the Caleb Downs conversation. We'll see where he goes, but man, it was like, is he going 5? Is he going Commanders? We'll see where
So
he.
what are we thinking? Bain, does Bain go on these next 2 picks or no?
Does he go to the Saints? I guess is what we're asking because he's not going to go to the Browns, right?
I mean,
Like I wouldn't hate
They
that
could.
for them. I would.
I would.
I would not appreciate that from the Bengals' perspective. I mean, like, I don't.
It's Saints or bust in my opinion.
Which is-
I don't think it's a bad shout. The Saints need pass rush.
Yeah.
This is a team that is and has been built with their defensive line. You know, Cam Jordan. Who else do they have? They have Chase Young, sure, but like this is a
Brian
defense
Brzee.
that they need pass rush. So I think it really comes down to the Jordan Tyson or Ruben Bain. The concern I have for Jordan Tyson going to the Saints, to be honest with you, is the injury concern. It's, hey, I got Chris Olave.
Who's already hurt every other day.
He's already hurt. Am I going to go Jordan Tyson, who does have injury concerns? I don't know. So I really think it's
can't
50-50 there,
believe
Bain or Tyson. I'm trying to think now who would be a shock because every other pick has been a shock. I don't see them going anywhere else. Who else is still on the board?
I mean, Caleb Downs.
Caleb Downs. Could they go get their Tyrann Mathieu replacement?
Yeah, that overhang kind of do it all defender wouldn't shock me. I think they should go Ruben Bain here again, but we've been saying that for.
I'm
6
at a loss of
weeks.
words. I'm
Like-
floored. I'm floored.
But regardless, like you gotta. I think these teams in this range, and unfortunately the Bengals aren't one of them anymore. But like you gotta be loving what's presented to you. I think the real question becomes is the Dolphins though. I think that they're looking at like I thought that was a great Mansour Delane spot, a great potential to add that. But I mean now I guess they could be leaning if Caleb Downs is there, that would be freaking awesome for them. But if not, maybe they're going Francis Mariota or Vega Ione too at 11. Like because I don't think there's much defense to be had there, especially with the McCoy stuff too. So like maybe would they consider Thieneman at 11?
No shot.
That's probably a bit rich,
No
but
shot. You're talking about Miami, right?
yeah,
Miami could go many other ways, man. They have this is
could do anything.
shaping up well.
they're
And
rebuilding.
even
They can do
another
whatever.
one that's
Let me do
interesting
receiver.
here is Dallas hasn't. They were the big team that was apparently going to trade up all off season long. They're staying in pat right now so far at 12. There's some guys, especially like you said, you look at Miami. Miami's going to have offensive linemen on the board if they want to come out, build their culture, offensive line.
Keeping the Miami guy in Miami if he falls, that'd be a fun storyline there. for
Yep.
them.
They could go Ruben Bain if he's there.
Oh god, I would be. Oh man,
Miami's got some. They got some options, but just looking at, like I said, I think New Orleans. To be honest with you, I think it's got to be Bain or Tyson, and I don't know if I would go Tyson if I'm them. I can understand it because Tyler Shuck, you got to see what you have in the young guy,
Yeah.
especially if you believe in him. But like, I think that this Saints team, especially look at Mickey Loomis, I was surprised that they didn't necessarily make a move up for an Arvo Reese, but maybe it's because they said, hey, we've got Reese and Bain both on the board, potentially even Sonny Styles, because they have lost some of their linebackers, and now you potentially get Ruben Bain falling in your lap. So we will see. But
Jordan Tyson, they're saying.
yeah.
wow, yeah, yeah.
So now the question becomes, who's the pick at 9?
Holy shit! Defensive players are falling because the Giants aren't going to go defense probably again, right?
Well, they went.
They could go
Arvo
Caleb. Bro,
Reese,
they're going to take Caleb Downs, right? Caleb Downs, Arvo Reese at 5 and 10.
Yeah.
Tyson, the Saints.
So
yeah.
what do the Browns do?
I think you take the best offensive lineman.
I don't think they do that.
You don't think so?
Maybe. This is crazy, man. This is a crazy ass draft. This is a crazy ass draft, and we've sat through some pretty crazy drafts, man.
I can't. That's
Man.
that's nuts, bro.
Yeah, I think that this is teams are going to get some guys, man.
I mean, I love the Caleb Downs, Arvo Reese pairing in New York, unfortunately. That is so sick for them. I mean, if you're going to, obviously they traded Dexter Lawrence to us, but like you keep the teammates together. It's 2 impact players too. Like that's tough to be mad about if you're them. But the Dolphins, I mean, Ruben Bain to the Dolphins, maybe like there's, I mean, the Browns could shock everybody still and do something crazy too. Like that would surprise nobody. You know what I mean? Like, the Browns have to go O-line, right? I know we keep saying these teams have to do this, have to do that. And we haven't been right a single time.
No,
but
best offensive lineman on the board. I think you got to take.
They're going to take like Caden Proctor, some shit, aren't they, bro?
I thought that they were going to go like a Freeling or something. The concern I have with them, and I think that they clearly need left tackle, but I can see them going. You know, any of these guys that have played right tackle. These teams, the Giants are interesting too because it seems clear it should be a Caleb Downs situation. Do they go offensive line? Do they go?
I wouldn't be mad if they took. I just like Caleb Downs with the fit with Reese kind of keeping.
I'm just trying to see every potential option because apparently this draft has been bonkers. Who else could the Giants go? Offensive line. They could go.
It's just offensive line.
No wide receiver, right? Because all you got is
They're not going to take Lemon. They're not going to take Boston.
Because that's the only concern I have is you got Jackson Dart and
for me it's I guess it's Francis, it's Vega Iona, it's Caleb Downs. I think those
for
are
New York.
Yeah, for the Giants. Yep. I think those are the 3 people.
Bro, then Miami is spoiled right now, to be honest with you. Miami can go, and this is projecting, of course. Miami could go Francis, stay in Miami, offensive line.
Same with Bain.
You could go Ruben Bain,
Miami.
Pass rusher, stay in Miami. They could go, if Caleb Downs is there, they could go Caleb Downs. I think Miami, especially given the fact that this is a defensive-minded head coach, I think you got to give him his guy. I do. And I think you could go wide receiver at pick 30. They could go safety.
They have
could go
30
corner
as well for the Dolphins. So, like,
yep.
I'm interested. I think the Browns, obviously, I don't know. The Spencer Fano's team has picked up a ton these last couple of days, and I never know how much,
like him.
I never know how much to read into that, though. Like, I think Francis is better at if he's playing tackle, like for sure. Like, I think he's, obviously has more versatility, but
I like Fano. I mean, we talked to him at the combine, and he's a guy you can just turn on the tape and you watch him against David Bailey, the number 2 overall pick in this draft. He had some phenomenal reps against him, and all around, he was just a lockdown right tackle. The thing that I'm curious of is what are they going to do? Because they just traded for Titus Howard, who is a right tackle, signed him to a 3-year deal. Are you going to put Fano on the left side, who he's never played on the left side before? Or are you going to put Howard on the left side if that were to be the pick? That's why I thought, and I think that they should go with one of these left tackles, but maybe it's a reach for Freeling and Caden Proctor.
I don't know, man.
We had Rucci in the chat said looking like we could have got Bain or Downs.
Yeah,
that's gonna be the tough pill to swallow with how it's looking potentially right now. Is Downs Downs is gonna be there, and Bain could be there.
I think they both would be there. I don't think the Browns are gonna take either one of them.
But at the same time, and this is where we can't necessarily look and say, "Oh man, we shoulda, woulda, coulda." Like, you got Dexter Lawrence, but I think Caleb Downs and Ruben Bain are 2 fantastic players. One thing I have learned, and this just goes to the Caleb Downs position, maybe it's because, he's not that star athlete that he wasn't drafted in the top 8, because that was a lot of the smoke, right? This is the best prospect in the class, but he was never the top athlete. He's not a Kyle Hamilton level guy. And I think that probably played a role, as well as just some of these other guys falling. Looking at some of these other comments we had, Ben said this draft is going crazy already. It is going absurd. And I know some people were talking about the Bengals potentially having these guys on the board. And once again, man, like
it's crazy. It's kind of like it's been a fun draft to kind of sit back and watch, just because we don't have our pick, but it's also so much fun to think about the reactions we'd be having if we did have the pick. You know what I mean? We're begging for these defensive players to fall, and every single one of them that we would have won is falling. But I mean, I'm not gonna get too caught up in, like you said, the shoulda, woulda, couldas. Like Dexter Lawrence is phenomenal. Like he's one of the better defensive players in the sport, man. Like he's a perfect fit for us. Yes, everybody here would love Ruben Ben. Yes, everybody here would have loved Caleb Downs and that potential, but nobody is going to be upset about adding Dexter Lawrence. That's just not something that I'm going to start doing.
No, and one other thing that just came up, on social media was, the Kelsey brothers, they do their podcast, and Jason Kelsey raved about Dexter Lawrence when talking about it. So this is a guy I've got no qualms about it. He is going to be a star, and it hurts, right? Because today, on the day of activity, you're not here, right? You're not in the flesh. You're not on the ground level, but you already did your work. You got Dexter Lawrence.
Browns take for no.
Spencer Fano. Wow, man. Yeah. Offensive line, best offensive lineman in their opinion on the board. Yeah. That's another theme I think I'm learning as well from this is sometimes when you have the chance, because in my opinion, and I don't think that this should be close, Bain is a better prospect than Spencer Fano. Bain was a top 3 guy for me. Is there a world where you take a guy who's ranked higher just because of the talent, or do you go more so for the need? And the fact that they went Spencer Fano kind of shows, one, the way the board fell, you clearly traded back with a purpose. You clearly traded back because you knew that you wanted to get one of these offensive linemen. You got some extra picks, and none of the offensive linemen had gone so far. So you went out and you get, in your opinion, the best offensive lineman in the class. And I'm curious to see where they play him. Like I said, he played right tackle at college. Is he going to go over to the left tackle? Potentially.
I think from the Browns are in the division, so kind of talking about Spencer Fano a little bit more. There's some similarities to Ruben Bain in terms of the prospect. Really productive player. Shorter arms, tested really well in other areas. But again, a shorter armed offensive lineman. A right tackle by nature. The Browns don't have a glaring need at right tackle right now. Obviously, he has some more versatility. Clearly more of a need at left tackle, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's backwards. But at the end of the day, Fano is a good mover. But what he doesn't have is that length. And what have the Bengals been prioritizing a ton in the trenches lately, especially on the defense side of the football, is length. When the Bengals play the Browns, like they're going to have a significant length advantage on Spencer Fano. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to dominate him. That doesn't mean he's not going to have success against us, because he is a talented guy, and plenty of offensive linemen with short arms have made it work in the NFL. But it is also going to be a fact that the Bengals are going to have the leverage matchup advantage when they play, or when whoever's matching up against Spencer Fano, especially if they're at tackle. The Bengals have coveted these long, lanky defensive ends, and those guys don't typically match up well for Spencer Fano. Like they have had some success against him in the past. And like you said, like I'm interested to see where they even plan on playing him. There's no clear-cut fit for him immediately, which is always, maybe that's why they traded down. Whatever. They drafted him. They think he's the best offensive lineman. And if they think that, which they clearly do, I respect them for trading down and getting more swings at the bat, even though they didn't get a ton. But it's like we said, just getting more swings and taking, 70 cents on the dollar, 80 cents on the dollar is more valuable now than it probably has ever been in this draft.
Yeah, man. This is one hell of a draft, and we got our first commercial. Apparently, I haven't seen one, seen one this entire draft. I think that, and going to the point that Ben said in the comment section, he says it does hurt right now not being able to watch this and not have a pick. And I understand it does, because it's like you want to be in on the action, but bringing this back, because it seems like we're about to approach this pick number 10, and this is a good point of discussion here, is the fact that this is the move that the Bengals have been. We've been waiting for this team to go out and do that, right? We've been waiting for them to go out and get that dominant presence on the interior. We've talked about Byron Murphy. Mm-hmm. We talked about Walter Nolan sitting right here last year on the show, and it hasn't happened. And you looked at free agency this year, there was nobody. You looked at free agency last year, there was nobody. There was no real difference maker that you can get. And as much as we want to throw our hats on the ground and be pissed off that they traded the 10th overall pick, listen, this season we are going to be happy that they did that. And I think that it sucks knowing that Bain, Downs are on the board. But to be honest with you, the way that the roster looks right now, I think Downs is not the one I'm most pissed about. It would probably be Bain. That's probably the one, because I didn't know if he was going to make it here, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It sucks kind of thinking about it. Like, again, it's just so much more fun kind of when your teams, you get so antsy and get so excited to see what unfolds. Like I just said, I'm not gonna try to get too upset about having Dexter Lawrence on my team. He's a really, really good football.
Oh man, you feeling it, huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
It's one of those times. I know. Yeah. And I think one of the hard parts about this too is we did War Room, and they were there.
I know.
We did the War Room show, and show after show after show, it was like you're sitting with Caleb Downs, you're sitting with Ruben Bain, and we didn't think it could happen with the way that the draft was projected to go, and
it never goes how it's projected to go. That's the fun of it.
Bain fell, man.
Yeah, and then the Giants pick at 10 too. Like
they saying Giants took Francis.
Yeah, they did. They did indeed. Francis Mariota to the Giants. So that means, I mean, good for them showing up the trenches a little bit in a little bit of a unique way with Reese and Mariota there. I like the fit there with Mariota, but the Dolphins. I mean, if they'd land Caleb Downs here, that's really sick. But also the Cowboys, they were probably chomping at the bit to maybe land Caleb Downs here.
Caleb Downs or Bain? Right now, you are.
Oh my
if
God,
you're Dallas,
I forgot.
If you're Dallas,
oh my God.
If you're Dallas, you are
Dallas gotta be the biggest
sitting
winner of
pretty.
this. They got to be the bigger one.
You are sitting pretty right
move
now.
Up for any players, you're going to get Caleb Downs or Ruben Bain at 12. That's going to be the best value of anybody if they do. The way this draft has gone, like
Ruben Bain is going to Dallas. That's what's going to happen. In my prediction. I think.
Yeah.
I hate how they do this. I understand it's a little bit entertainment, but
yeah, we are like the TV is still on Jordan Tyson. We are 2 picks ahead at this point, and that's the only downside about the draft is the information gets out so much faster. Like we don't need this big production like hoopla.
Bain, this is Bain pain. Hold on.
Yeah,
we got man. This is
pain, bro. This is that pain, man.
God.
Pain.
It sucks. It sucks thinking about how not having them, but like I said, I think Dallas has got to be the biggest winner if they capitalize and land either of them. That's
remember the Bengals
value.
made the trade. By the way, I don't regret it, right? We don't regret the trade. No. Dexter Lawrence is a dog, man. He's gonna be a beast. He's gonna change the face of our defense. But they believe that based on their intel, that they'd be stuck in no man's land, and they would have been
sitting fucking
dead wrong.
Man.
Dead wrong.
I mean, like obviously there could
I'm mad about it.
Some switch up if we had picked here, but
no, they listen. They made the right move for their franchise. Dexter Lawrence is a win now piece for them. There's no regretting that. There's obviously FOMO going on right now. There's like the fear of missing out, and it's like, damn, Ruben Bain's would have been there. But why don't we have the chance to draft Ruben Bain? Because we had the chance to get Dexter Lawrence, and I'm taking Dexter Lawrence over Ruben Bain all day. That's just me. But I just think about that pick, right? Man, what if the Giants would have gave us Dexter Lawrence for a future first? Not right, But it is what it is.
I think, man. That's the part. I think the only part that sucks is like no team was going to be out the Bengals offer. Yeah, I think it just sucks because it's like there was always the question: are these guys going to be on the board? I mean, Malik, we were arguing, and I was like, I don't think they're going to be on the board, man. I don't think so, and I was wrong, man.
Like,
I ain't gonna lie.
It sucks. It's. I can't believe it. I can't believe they're both there. Like I can believe one of them being there or the other being there, but it's just really interesting to see how the board has fallen a little bit.
Yeah, and this is one thing too. I think that when we were in this process, this is something that came up on social media as well from some of the people that were commenting. It's like, in my mock draft, I had 8 defensive guys go in the top 10. Yeah. It doesn't work like that. The top 10 doesn't work like that, and it is an offensive-driven league, and that's something that was proved to me right now. Apparently, Carnell Tate going number 4 overall, Jeremiah Love going number 3 overall. This is one hell of a draft, and I mean, just look at the projections. It was like, hey, 8 defensive guys, in the mock draft, and now in reality, it was Fernando Mendoza's 1 offense, Jeremiah Love 2, Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, and Francis, 5 offensive guys, and
it's insane.
What do you know?
I think It's weird. I saw people talk about it, but it's kind of nuts how I think the biggest like throw in there has been Jordan Tyson to the sprinkle, and
Yep.
I think that his I don't know who his agent is necessarily, but like
props to them.
Shout out to them for getting him that late workout, going into this process with that being the last thing on these GM's mind. Like that was a fantastic, move by him and his agent to do that. The fit with the Saints is still a little bit weird to me. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like them adding a receiver for sure, but there's some similar parallels between him and Olave. But he's a really good football player. I'm not gonna stress about that for them. But it's just again, I keep coming back to here for Miami and Dallas. Like if they just take the two obvious people here, like it's gonna be hard for people to really be bigger winners than them, in my opinion. Like the value for them two at 11 and 12, if they go there respectively, is nuts.
Yeah,
it's nuts
for sure. And we appreciate everybody in the comment section. So we got some people who are talking. Rage Al Ghul, a long time listener, said, "Who else do you guys see dropping to our pick?" We'll get to that in a little bit because there's still a lot to go. I think one thing that is interesting right away, cornerbacks, I think is interesting because early in the draft process, it was like, hey, Mansour is going to go, Jermon McCoy is going to go,
Diamond's going to go,
Diamond's going to go, Downs is going to go early. So we'll see, because obviously there was smoke before the draft that, hey, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren could fall out of the first round. Is there a chance that one of the safeties falls? But I think that this next 10 picks are really going to shape it because of the offensive linemen. Because we had another question from Stefan, said, man, if the Ravens get Bain or Downs, I think the Ravens are also another team that are sitting pretty, because if Miami or Dallas doesn't go one of these guys, they could get one of them. But to be honest, the two things that have been mocked to them a lot is interior offensive lineman Vega from Penn State or Kenyon Sadiq, something Malik you brought up, earlier. I think that this is also a spot. Let me say this. I think the Rams, and this is what everybody's been saying, Mekhi Lemon, I think they could go Kenyon Sadiq.
We've talked about that a few
They
times.
run a ton of that 13 personnel. I understand if they go Mekhi Lemon because Puka's on the last year of his deal. Devontae Adams is older on the last year of his deal. But they drafted Terrence Ferguson, who was from Oregon. We've seen the Rams do this. They drafted who? Jared Verse, Braden Fisk from the same exact team.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see what the Rams do, but I wouldn't rule out Kenyon Sadiq to the Rams. And at that point, the Ravens sitting pretty with interior offensive lineman Vega.
Yeah, I think those are the next two, like a little bit more wild cards. I don't even want to call them wild cards because they're two very good franchises. They can go a number of different directions.
Cowboys traded up to pick number 11 with the Dolphins.
But for what?
I don't know. So why would they? Or maybe they were just
they wanted to make sure. I guess the Dolphins were like, "Hey, we're trading this pick. Do you want it or like?"
Oh yeah,
like that's clearly what happened. The Dolphins had. That's crazy. Why?
From one pick.
Why?
Well, Miami is probably just like, hey, we're gonna take your guy. We're taking your guy, Dallas. Like, Jerry, we are taking your guy. And
question though, did Jerry just pull off a trading pick 20 to get 11 and 12 to get Ruben Baines and Caleb Downs?
What did he?
Because they just said they just moved. They just traded number 11. They swapped. Okay, because that would have been sick.
Yeah,
that would have been fucking sick, dude.
Yeah.
That would have been so.
That has
sick.
to be Bain or Downs.
I think Downs is a better fit there. I think that they brought in the Eagles,
Safety?
Eagles guy that does the Eagles defense backs coach, be the defense coordinator or something. Yeah, whatever
Christian
he was
Parker.
for them. I think would love a guy like Downs, but it isn't. We sure they
Yeah.
swapped for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
They traded
What did they give up?
177 and 180 and 12.
That's fine.
So, but is Miami going to move down again, or did they?
No, you never know. But Miami, it depends on who they take. But Miami's probably sitting with the opposite guy that Dallas does not take of Bain or Caleb Downs. Maybe they go Vega. Miami could go Vega, interior offensive lineman, just bring a hard-nosed football.
I think they'd be nuts not to go with one of the defensive players here. But
I would agree.
Again, we've
agree.
been saying that, and we continue to. Dude, I'm going to be okay. I will start to question the Texas Lawrence trade a little bit more if the Ravens get Ruben Bain. I'm not gonna lie, or Caleb Downs. I might start complaining a little bit more. I won't hate it no matter what, still, but it's just Caleb Downs to the
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Dallas gets their guy. Didn't have to trade up, and
that's huge for them.
that is a very good move for their defense. And they still have pick number 20. So at pick
Yep.
number 20, they could go with the wide receiver like a Denzel Boston. They could go edge rusher. Wow. This is shaping up good for these teams in the middle of the draft.
It really is. I mean, but Ruben Bain, bro.
Sean Brennan. Hold on. Sean Brennan.
Sean Brennan. How we
What up,
feeling,
dog?
dog?
He said, I'm in hell right now. Wow.
That was one of our first reactions when we saw the pick. We needed you in here, man. I'm glad you made your way over here.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts. We talked about the Mansour Delane thing. We didn't think that they should have traded up for him because we thought that he could have been there at 9.
It seems like he probably would have been.
Yep.
If Baltimore gets Ruben Bain,
I'm gonna be with you there. And also, like, wouldn't surprise me.
there's no way. Mike
No,
Hendrickson, right?
No. Well, if he's on the board, maybe you just pray that Miami takes him.
The Ravens.
To be honest with you, you hope that Miami takes him.
I mean, like, would it really shock if the Rams took him too? The Rams just do the same thing. They take good players all the time.
Wait, what is the board? Okay, so Rams pick ahead of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's no. I mean, I don't know if the Rams will do it either. Like, they have some good linemen, obviously, as well. Like, but again, that's just what a smart team would do. But I don't know. I don't get the Bain fall, man. There's nothing. There's nothing that's gonna.
Listen, while you guys here, if you guys do us a favor, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications so you guys never miss when we go live again. Again, shout out to our sponsor, Pastizas. Listen, make sure you guys give them a try. Some of the best pizza in all of Ohio. Trust me, being a Jersey guy, I was looking long and hard for a place that replicated pizza similar to New York, New Jersey style. It was Pastizas. So make sure you guys give them a shout if you're ever in the Ohio area. Their location is down in our description. They had just came to the area, New York style pizza. Daniel, man, Ruben Bain, still here on the board, man. What do we think Miami does? What do you think the Rams do?
So Miami is different.
Yeah.
Bain is not their typical guy because John Eric Sullivan and this defense, they like these longer guys, and he's not their typical pass rusher. So it would be something out of the ordinary, but at the end of the day, it is Jeff Hafley. He is their head coach. Mm-hmm. I do think that you have to set the tone with your first pick. This is a big thing. I mean, think about it. This is their first real move. They went out, they made some moves in free agency. I understand, but it's Ruben Bain or it's Vega Iona from Penn State. It's one of those two. You go trenches with this pick without a doubt. You have to. And Ruben Bain makes sense because he's from Miami and because there is no question that guy is filling a need. You lost Jalen Phillips. You lost Bradley Chubb. And he is just a phenomenal football player. And we talked about this. Sometimes you don't go for the home runs. You literally got to hit a double. And I think that Ruben Bain is a safe pick. He immediately improves your defense.
I can't believe it.
And I would think that that's the pick, but I really wouldn't be shocked if it's Vega.
I don't know. I mean, Ruben Bain, again, we've said it for the last 4 picks now. The Ruben Bain makes the most sense in the world to me. I think, especially when you get the Miami connection, the low moving costs of moving him from University of Miami to Hard Rock Stadium. Like, again, they need to get nasty in the trenches. They need to do more things in the trenches, and that's always a good way to kick off the rebuild. You know, we think it should be Bain in that regard, but it's not. I wouldn't fault him too much for going Vega, but I just think Bain is so much of a superior player. Like that's just where the direction needs to be for me.
Yep,
that just have to be.
Yep, we have some people in the chat saying Vega. Michael Ruffin Borson 94 saying Vega. The only pushback I would have for Vega is if you look at the board and you're Miami, you're saying, hey, we got pick number 30.
Guard is not more valuable.
You could take Besantis, Pregnon at 30.
Yeah.
I mocked them taking Vega, but I also I mocked them taking Bain, but I took Vega in a previous one. I really don't think you can go wrong here. The only thing it gives me the edge is also the head coach is a defensive-minded guy. And I think that with your first pick, you got to go with, one of your guys that can set the tone for your defense. Because at pick 30, you're not getting a star like Bain. You could get a guy like TJ Parker, sure, Zion Young. You said what?
Like
D'Angelo Pons? Yeah. But Ben said, I'd rather go Vega. I'd rather Vega go to Baltimore too, but even that, I'd not want Vega's a nasty guard.
The Ravens are going to get a good player.
They
always find the ways to get their hands on good players. That's just what they do. They scoop up value year after year. It doesn't really matter what they need, what we think they need. They're going to take the highest ranked player on the board, and be happy with it. That's
Yep.
what they've done forever.
Yep.
And that's what they'll continue to do.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up the board here because I feel like we're getting to a point where we are going to see, maybe not in this next couple picks, but we're still going to see another shock, I think. And I'm trying to look
I can't take any more shocks, man.
we gonna
Make every pick predictable.
I think Sadiq to the Rams,
Yeah.
to the Ravens, to the Bucks, even could be a shock. I think the Jets could. What do the Jets do now? You take Bailey, none of the receivers. I mean, maybe you go Boston or Lemon if they're there.
Yeah, you probably
Maybe.
go Boston.
No
or
way.
Lemon. Hold on, what?
They saying Proctor
To the
For Miami?
Dolphins?
to the Dolphins.
Are you fucking
They're
lying?
saying Proctor to the Dolphins, man.
There's no way, bro. There's no way. I don't believe it. I won't believe it until somebody. It's on my screen, bro. I will not believe that.
Listen, man.
There's no way. No way. No way. No way. There's no way.
It went Proctor.
There's no way. No, they didn't. I don't believe it.
Offensive line, I get.
I mean,
Holy shoot.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, is that? Yeah, man. Wow.
I don't.
Proctor. What the hell? And listen, I bought into the Proctor going higher for sure. I bought into the hype. It makes sense, Alabama guy. This happens in the draft, but with Bain and Bain and Vega on the board, something else happened.
Shock.
Hold on, give us a team. Give
The
us a team.
Rams.
Shock. Quarterback.
Ty Simpson?
Ty Simpson.
No way.
Los Angeles Rams selected Ty Simpson with the 13th overall pick in the draft.
Woo! Bye, Stafford.
Oh my
Holy wow.
I haven't seen the Proctor thing come in, man, but holy shit.
Are we serious?
I can't believe this shit, bro. I can't believe it.
Are we serious?
I can't believe it.
Ty Simpson?
I don't know. I mean, like, I understand wanting to get
Bro,
that.
you're about to give Reuben Bain Jr. to the.
Ravens?
Maybe?
What if they don't do it?
Why wouldn't they?
I don't know. We keep saying it,
Yeah.
man. We keep saying it.
Bro.
I still haven't seen
Bro.
Luke.
What?
Oh my god.
I pray. I pray not.
I can't believe Ty Simpson.
Shout out Dan Orlovsky for that call. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Bro, what?
Holy shit.
Wow.
I'm speechless, bro. Like,
Well, it's
he's
hold on. I don't know.
I don't get it.
Well,
Like,
you get it
I get it.
because he is a quarterback that needs to sit, and Stafford is not there for more than 2 to 3 years. So you're going the Jordan Love route, and you need your guy, and they think he could be the guy. But at 13,
Look, man, I ain't gonna cap on the Bengals. I'm placing a phone call, man. I'm looking to move up, do something, man.
The
Baltimore?
thing is now Baltimore's on the other
Yeah, I'm
line.
saying if they pass on them, I'm doing something. I'm calling.
No,
I'm doing
the Buccaneers would fucking sprint to the podium for Ruben Bain.
Bain.
bro.
wow.
easily.
So is it? I wonder what it is. I wonder if it's.
We just talked about how
arm
we just
length?
talked about how the Dolphins and the Rams are going to be sitting pretty here, doing all these things, and they both went out of the fucking blue.
Holy crap!
Ty Simpson,
Bro.
13th overall. I mean, again, it's just the price of quarterbacks, I guess. But like my thing is the Rams. So talking about the team building aspect kind of goes out of the window a little bit. But you make the big time trade last year to move down and to get this pick from Atlanta.
Mhm.
You then trade your first round pick for Trent McDuffie. Awesome. So you're left looming with this pick. And are you just swinging out a quarterback because this is the earliest you're ever going to be? I don't know. I guess maybe like that's how you're looking at it. But still, there's just so much more that I don't.
Rage said, "Why wouldn't the Rams move back?" That's the question of the day, and
They don't care what other people think.
it shows with NFL teams, specifically quarterbacks, but also some other positions. If you like a guy, you just take him.
Yeah.
And it's the Rams. Like this
yeah.
isn't their pick. They've already traded their pick. They don't care what anybody thinks. Like, wow.
And their philosophy probably is this is a quarterback that we think is a franchise quarterback. We love what we saw. He needs to wait. He needs to sit a little bit. I am just befuddled, to be honest with you. I am befuddled from this. So there's some good players falling, man. Listen.
Ruben Bain Jr. end up with the Ravens. Y'all got it, man.
Yeah.
Y'all got it for the rest of the night, man. If that
We're going to be lining up against him
I know,
twice a year. But listen.
I need that
Arm lane, we better hope. We better hope that arm lane.
Here's the crazy part about him. They have questions about Nnamdi Madubuike in his future.
Put him in the
Bro,
interior, brother.
Bro. I'm uncomfortable.
Well, let's see.
Nah, ain't nothing to see. Listen, I've played this story out a million times, man.
And we never win it.
We know what it is, bro. We know what it is. The Ravens will literally draft best player, but we've played this story out so many times, man. So many times. Man, remember when we were sitting up here a couple years ago and we were like, man, Isaiah Likely would make a lot of sense for the Bengals.
Yep.
Nope. Passed on him several times. Ravens got him. Wow. Listen, man.
Caden Proctor was another one.
Yeah, I mean, as much as Ty Simpson, we didn't get there even. I'm sorry, Caden Proctor. We didn't really talk about him too much, but I mean, for the Dolphins, that's a really weird one for the Dolphins to me. I mean, didn't they have a left tackle? They, the one guy.
Yeah, they have.
Patrick
Paul, phenomenal
right?
left tackle. So maybe they think he's a guard right away.
Maybe
Patrick Paul.
Is he a right tackle? Did they just try to make him a right tackle?
Or you put Patrick Paul to the right side?
Yeah, because wasn't he a right tackle when he came out and they moved him over? I don't know, but regardless, not the smoothest fit again either. Really interesting selection for a first time GM to take a guy like Proctor.
He played right tackle his first year in the NFL a little bit, and then out of college he's strictly a left tackle.
Okay, so maybe they don't even care about Patrick Paul. You know, I mean, like it's a new regime. It's a new regime, man. Like, who knows what they think about? They could think Patrick Paul's terrible. Obviously, they don't. But like, you draft Caden Proctor, you got to get him on the field. I'm not saying he's too big to be a guard, but you don't think that's where you would want to do him. They clearly invested in the trenches, like we said, but not exactly where we would have went. But now we just wait for this Ravens pick to make sure how everybody feels.
And looking at the Rams again, like that's a shock. But this draft has been on one. We have some people in the chat. Bro. Yeah, Dylan said Ravens always tend to get lucky. Yeah, man.
They should draft Ione, man. If they smart, I'll draft Ione.
If it honestly, like, and I've been wrong.
Man, Mekhi Lemon staring at them in the face.
I've been wrong. I think they go.
I think no scenario. I think no mock draft they've played in their head did they think
Bain was
going to be there.
Yep.
No?
There's no way.
And that's a slight domino for them for us trading it. He wouldn't have made it past us. You know what I mean? But now that he did.
Yeah, man. This is one hell of a draft so far. And one thing I hate to say this as well, but on the Ravens front, like Mike Green was a second-round pick. Hate to say it. He is not a locked-in star.
I mean, and you think about it, Mike Green and Jared Henderson, one of the most perfect compliments for them would be an elite run-defending edge player. And that's, it's...
Yeah, Stephen Moody, and maybe I'm just coping right now. They could go Kenyon Sadiq. I just think with Iona and Ruben Bain on the board, those are two guys you can't. I don't think you pass up on them because you can get a tight end in round 2, round 3, and obviously
they've
Sadiq
always drafted them well.
Sadiq is a need, of course, like at the position. Mark Andrews is older, but like,
dude, if I'm the Bucks, too, I'm shaking, hoping Ruben Bain falls. That'd be such a perfect for them. They need an edge. Like that's so bad. Like that'd be such a perfect. That would be dream scenario for them.
Yeah,
absolute dream scenario.
Kane's 2026 champ, and we appreciate you being in the chat. And for everybody, we got 213 people watching right now. We appreciate you guys. Once again, do us a favor, click the like and subscribe to the channel. We have a ton of content. We had Barrett Carter on the show yesterday. Malik, brought him in, and I thought it was a phenomenal interview. Just kind of getting to know the player. And, we got a lot of cool content coming up as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned. But he said NFL draft is rigged. Hit piece comes out on Ruben Bain 2 weeks ago. Bain falls to Baltimore. That's my tin foil hat theory.
Just like they did the thing with Max Crosby, man. Rams have informed Matthew Stafford he will be the starting quarterback until the day he wants to retire.
That's fine. That's cool.
But like, what if he wants to play for 6 more years? You know what I mean?
They're doing the nuts. Jordan Love, man. Listen. Super chat real quick. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go for it. Absolutely.
Michael Rolfe, our guy, man. Thanks. He said, "What's the temperature in the room here? I would still rather have Lawrence for 10 than Bain or Downs. Still wild they were both there. No one was mocking Tate to Titans at 4. Yikes." Temperature's a little toasty right now. I ain't gonna lie.
It's about to get real hot or a lot more calm here in a second too.
And yeah, man, it really depends because this is all something people don't also understand, and this is good to know. Like, what happens in your division is crucial. So, like, the fact that
I'm not mad at the Browns yet.
If Bain were to go to Tampa Bay, it really does not matter. But Baltimore in division would just be a shot in the heart.
What are the Ravens doing, bro? It's been too long. Why don't we know? Like, oh my God. Yeah. And for me though too, like this presents like an interesting scenario for the Jets. Like if the Jets for some reason didn't want to take an edge at 2, and then they could have just moved up a little bit to take Ruben Bain. Like you're telling me that's not a.
I think the Jets got screwed up. I think the Jets got screwed over. To be honest, we'll see what they do at 16. And
but it's coming up here, shit.
We're gonna have some content obviously coming out on the TWSN website for winners and losing stuff. But to be honest with you, depends on what they do. But the fact that Reese fell, Bain fell here. I think taking Bain at 14 versus Bailey at 2 is
significantly better.
So much better.
Significantly, bro. The Ravens are stressing me out. Why haven't they picked?
Did
they take Ruben Bain twice? Like, what are they doing? Like, I don't.
Yeah, we had Michael Rolfe said the Rams had a chance to snag Bain for their NFC title competing defense, and they took a backup quarterback.
Yeah. The Rams said that they told Matthew Stafford this morning they were drafting Ty Simpson, so they did not give a shit.
Wow.
Who was doing what? They were like, we are taking Tyson. Somebody got a hold of that and was like, "Yep, minus 550 to go in the first round."
Well, somebody, we'll see. After somebody mocked him at 13.
I mean, like it makes some sense in the grand scheme of wanting to have a quarterback and everything, but like you don't typically. The Rams just aren't really a team that I envision doing that too much. You know what I mean? Like,
to be honest with you,
I don't know.
They don't care about what people think. That's the weird. They do not care.
They don't. They don't at all.
Borson said if Bain doesn't go 15, he may not go until 24. We're hoping he don't go 14. That's number one, but we'll see. Teams, because as you go down, first off, this is the fall of the draft so far. Like, and we'll see how it progresses, but this is the fall of the draft. The guy who is a consensus, and you can look at the board right there. Obviously, Ruben Bain. You got Vega from Penn State, Mekhi Lemon. It's whatever he was around this range, projected to be around this range. Same thing with Sadiq. So it really is Ruben Bain is the last of the Mohegans, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Especially on the defensive side of the ball. Like Ione's still good, Lemon's still good, Sadiq's still good in their own rights. But it's man, I keep saying like these things, but like the draft has been so crazy. It's gonna have to get kind of niche here eventually, right? But oh my God, the Ravens pick is in.
Hold on, do we want to know?
Yes, we do. It's Vega.
Nice. Vega! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Fuck you, Ravens. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Lord.
Let's go.
Sorry for your guys' ears.
Go.
Sorry for your ears, by the way.
Let's go. Oh my God. Oh, I was uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie, I was uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
Keep that demon out the division.
Thank God.
Keep that demon out the division.
Wow.
Keep that demon out the division, man. Oh my God.
Yeah. And also, like, respectfully, Vega Ione
it's a
really good football
great
player.
pick.
But I like that's a domino effect of that's just another ripple in the domino effect of trading for Dexter Lawrence. That would have just hurt more.
Yes.
And now we don't have to deal with it. And I hope he's a Buck because that would be cool for them. They're in the NFC. I love it. Stay away from me. Like, have fun in Florida, man. They honestly, it's a great fit for him too. Like, they need a player like that so bad. I mean, I don't. I mean, it's a really good pick for the Ravens there. Obviously, I don't think he's a better football player than Ruben Bain, but it's a great fit, great player.
It's a great pick. Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Oh man.
No Bain.
Oh man. I was like, you ever remember that? You ever seen that video? It was like this. It's like this. No, that was me. That was me, man.
I'm breathing a little easier over here. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Bro, they had that demon in our division, bro.
Because we didn't. Because
we got people in the chat, man. We appreciate you guys.
They said clip that.
But if you're the Cowboys, why are you not offering a haul to get Ruben Bain here?
Yep. we got a lot of people asking about would the Bengals make a call up for Ruben Bain. It'd take a lot.
I'd get it.
That was like
That's a lot.
a tsunami. Tsunami's about to hit. Tsunami's about to hit. Let's go. Turn the boat. We turned it the last second. Woo, man. Imagine that.
That would have been tough.
I know he's a great player.
He's really
Well,
good.
man.
And
All right, we're good. We're good now.
Yeah.
We're good.
Relieved. But again, they added a phenomenal player there.
Yeah.
Phenomenal player, phenomenal position of need to
Position of need, yeah.
Like a lot of things. Like I think that's just what mattered for the Ravens. He's a really good player. It's a really big position of need. Where Ruben Bain, it's not. I want to say not. It's not a need, but like, I'm interested to see though, because I don't know how. We can talk about the Bengals a little bit here for a second. Just do we think there's a world where they could take an edge at 41 if the right one falls to them? Because no edges have really like. I mean, Bain's still here. In this range, like I've mocked Keldrick Falk the Ravens several times. I've mocked edges to the Buccaneers several times. Like, and Ruben Bain is still available. Does that push a TJ Parker down the board to them? Does that push a Keldrick Falk down to the board to them at 41? Like
these
you know
guys,
what I mean? Like it's going to be interesting to see how that domino effect at edge really is.
It's a good question, and for everybody who's watching this, I think that edge is definitely something to look at because maybe it's not Messidor, maybe it's not Falk, But the guys at the back end, Zion Young, Malachi Lawrence, guys, obviously Cassius Howell. These are guys that were projected to still be there at 41, but now it's like, oh, like, all right, we'll see what happens with Bain.
Huge run on offensive players.
And one of the other things is, so where are we at now? Sorry. Buccaneers. Okay. We're at the Buccaneers.
Yeah, 8 of 14 picks so far have been on offense. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, again, for about the 80th time now, the Bucs are taking Ruben Bain, right? Like,
you have. We'll see.
The edge is by far their biggest need. Edge is by far their biggest need, right? Like,
Buccaneers?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
by
edge.
far
it's
their
edge.
biggest need.
And
like,
you're looking at this as a gift. You're
oh my God,
Todd Bowles, and you're saying, hey, my seat's a little on fire right now. And
thank you, Ruben.
I got a guy, and listen, now Tampa Bay ain't far from Miami, is it? I don't know.
Can't be that far.
Can't be that far. So hey, Bain, come on down, baby.
I mean, I guess it's probably like 5 hours drive. I don't know. Regardless, it ain't too bad.
Well, Royal Flush Terry also brought up another good point. Tampa Bay lost Mike Evans, so Sadiq is an interesting weapon for Mayfield. Could be.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think somebody's gonna take somebody over Ruben.
Nick said,
I keep saying it, but
could New York double dip?
Bro, because the Jets could leave this draft with
Bain and Bailey.
No, how fast do you think they would be like Joseph Asai? Never mind. We don't need you no more, buddy.
Man.
Like, I mean that's interesting though. I mean, they need secondary really bad too. Like
Edward, real quick, he said, criticize the way the effing Ravens pick at your own pearl. Nobody's criticizing what the Ravens are taking.
We're just glad it was Ruben Bain.
Nobody's criticizing.
Iona is a phenomenal football player. Phenomenal football player. Great fit too. The Bucs select Ruben Bain Jr. 15th overall.
They did?
Yep.
All right, good.
The slide falls.
What a pick for them.
He stays in Florida.
Good for him.
He stays in Florida.
Yeah.
All right.
What a pick.
And let's be clear, nobody's criticizing them for their pick.
Absolutely.
We're
It was a
happy
great pick.
that they did not pick Ruben Bain Jr. That's what we're happy about because, again, Trey Hendrickson, Ruben Bain Jr., and Mike Green would have been a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah, and that's
all we're saying.
As Bengals fans, that's what we're going to root for, of course. But again, like Iona is we talked about it. Fantastic pick, fantastic player for him.
Yep.
Big position of need. I mean, we just got so excited about adding Dexter Lawrence because of the attention he's going to draw to offensive linemen. And like, not that that's a 1-for-1 counter move to do it, but like the only way to stop good defensive tackles is to have good interior offensive linemen. And in a league, in a division that has a really good defensive lines on every team now, hopefully we can be a part of that discussion for once. Drafting offensive linemen is going to be important for everybody. Iona is a phenomenal football player. Phenomenal.
Yeah, this is
okay. So now the Jets. I think maybe we got some of the craziness out of the way.
It's got to be Mekhi Lemon, I think.
That'd be a good pick for them.
I don't love him and Garrett Wilson together. Like, I think they're very similar players. Like, not that matters. Like, I'm a guy that likes my receiving core. I've seen it compared to like a starting five in basketball. I like guys that can do a bunch of different things. I like guys that have certain real skills and roles, and I don't like having 5 of the same guys. Some people do though. Like, I mean, it's all kind of preference at that point. If the Jets, I I kind of like Thieneman here for them. I like the secondary. They don't really have too much talent in it. This would be a great Jermod McCoy spot. Maybe they're one of the teams that doesn't care about his medicals, per se, because they are kind of bad. And maybe they don't care about that. I don't think I think Bain was that last. Bain was that last like faller, right?
Yep.
Like there's nobody that's like really shouldn't have been here. Lemon's there, Sadiq's there. If they want, I wouldn't hate a tight end for them. Like
one of the things I wonder now is this is offensive lineman. Hey, Philly, Pittsburgh,
Detroit on deck.
Who else?
Here.
Detroit's obviously on deck. These guys, and hey, maybe even a trade up. But there's
somewhere. I wonder where Dylan Thieneman goes.
Everybody says Minnesota.
Oh,
I don't know.
Harrison,
I don't know.
Yes, that's. I think he could go here to the Jets. I think that makes some sense. I also like his fit in Carolina a good bit.
Yeah,
I think that's a fun fit. It's interesting though. I think if he falls to the Bears at 25, that'd be really sick for them. That'd be really good for them. But I
ain't gonna lie, you had me in the first half.
I don't know. I'm interested to see what the Jets kind of do here, man.
Because the Jets need a lot, man.
They do. They do. They really do. That is not a great roster over there. They can go anything. I think Lemon is fun. I like adding offense for them, but
yeah, we had Craig Harris with Super Chat. He said the people doing mock drafts need to go to jail. Wow.
You can only do so much, man. You can only predict so much.
Honestly, the one thing that this teaching me though for next year when I'm doing first round mocks,
who gives a shit?
Put yourself in the shoes of the team and don't really care about what the consensus board is and just go with your gut. Ty Simpson was a gut pick, and you could kind of make it make sense, right, with some of these picks. But looking at the way that this draft fell, and we will have obviously a debrief of this, but there are certain picks like Carnell Tate in a vacuum makes sense. It does, right? Yeah. Carnell Tate, you have to surround your young franchise quarterback with talent. You go offense. It was way too high in my opinion, but you go offense. Yeah. Same thing with looking at some of these other teams, New Orleans Saints, Jordan Tyson. Early on in the process, we would have said, how the hell are you going Jordan Tyson there? But do you have the best players available?
Yeah, this is just ESPN's generic rankings. Mekhi Lemon, Sadiq, Freeling, Jermod McCoy, Mesidor, Thieneman, McNeil Warren, Avion Terrell, Boston, Cooper, Fall, Caden McDonald, Peter Woods. I think those are top guys. Some surprises you can see. I think Colton Hood can shoot up draft board a little bit. D'Angelo Pons is going to go 30 to the Dolphins.
That's what you need, man. I'm excited for that
Concepcion,
that end of that 20s. That's what I'm really excited for. But once again, if you guys are watching this, do us a favor, drop down your guys' questions below. This was one heck of a draft so far, and there is a lot to discuss, a lot to get into, and we're definitely going to have some interesting picks. And I'm curious to see what that next trade is, right? Because the Ty Simpson check mark is off. Cardinals. So looking at it now, Arizona Cardinals, you're not getting Ty Simpson. So I think that was actually a good move because I think it saves him. I thought Ty Simpson wouldn't have been a great pick for them.
But does that make the Jeremiah Love pick worse?
Not if you tank this year and you tank this year.
That offense is trending towards like hard to be bad.
I agree, but your quarterback is probably going to be bad.
Oh my God, the Jets.
Hold on, give us a hint. Give me a hint.
Offense.
It's a shock.
Not Mekhi Lemon.
Kenny Sadiq.
Yep.
Interesting. Hey, I'm good with it.
Yep.
I'm good with it.
Yep.
Interesting.
Wow, a tight end.
Kenny Sadiq to the Jets.
Yeah.
With no quarterback.
They're Geno Smith, bro.
It's probably a better fit than a Mekhi Lemon. You touched on it. I think that looking at the play style of these guys, and Kenyon Sadiq is somebody at the highest of highs can be phenomenal. That's something else when we're watching tight ends. It doesn't matter their production in college, respectfully, because some of these guys weren't 900, 1,000 yard receivers in college. That's not what the tight end position is.
And look around the league, man. The number of tight ends on the field per down is growing. A lot of teams live in 12 personnel. The Rams live in 13 personnel.
Hey, I'm living happy tonight.
And Malik is living happy.
Living happy.
You know what I mean? Like there's so many.
He's not in the AFC North. He's not in the AFC. He in the NFC. Okay.
Might even have to buy a Reuben Bain jersey. Denver Bay Buccaneers. I might have to Thank you,
Thank you, Bucks.
God, it's kind of nuts, dude. But I think the Sadiq to the Jets wasn't talked about a whole
No.
lot throughout the process, but it's always made some sense. I think they were just such a popular secondary spot, but then that's kind of one of the domino effects of Jermon McCoy being hurt and all these things. Like I think kind of that's just where that falls for them landing on Sadiq a little bit.
And it's Edward Johnson said the Jets have always tried to fix the tight end, it seems. And that's something else too. Just because they drafted Mason Taylor last year does not mean they're not drafting him this year, right?
Yeah.
They went out, they drafted tight end in round 1. This is a team I don't think they're going to be very competitive this year. They could prove me wrong, but you're building for the future, and you're doing a very good job of setting the table for next year where you have 3 or 2 first-round picks next year, and you have 2 second-round picks, 2 first and 2 seconds. I think it's 2 and 2 because they got Dallas's second from the Quinnen Williams.
And then the Colts.
They have the Colts first. So they just have the Jets first, Colts first. Did they give up a first? Dallas?
No, so they just have 2 firsts, 2 seconds next year.
Dallas. No, they actually might have Dallas's first
I think
round
they have
pick.
3 firsts.
Yeah, they have Dallas's first.
The Jets.
The Jets next year. Have Dallas's first,
Yeah.
Indy's first, and their own.
Yeah.
I know it's got to be a big shock for Ruben Bain, man, seeing that he fell all the way to pick 15.
Yo, he gonna be.
It's always good though when you do fall to end in that in-state team though. Like I think that like
it's soft as a blow.
Yeah, a little bit.
But you know how many teams told him we're gonna pick you? Probably.
Yo, he's gonna have that chip on his shoulder, man.
Man,
He's gonna be the Buccaneers.
Remember, they Todd Bowles knows how to get a good pass rusher going. What was the guy they had a couple years ago, man? The pass rusher, man. He led the league in sacks. Bengals were interested in him. Shaq Barrett.
Oh, wow.
Right? Isn't Shaq Barrett?
Shaq Barrett?
Was it Shaq Barrett?
Yeah, because Shaq Thompson's a linebacker.
Yeah, Shaq Barrett.
Yeah.
Shaquille Barrett, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't clear his shoulder or something. I remember that.
Yeah.
Lions got to be going like what? Freeling here, I think.
Yep.
Left tackle.
Left tackle. It's got to be. So Proctor's off the board. Who else we got?
I mean, lineman available. I think Freeling's the best.
Caleb Lomu, but it's not best play available.
Yeah.
No,
not at all.
It's got to be Freeling. I feel like that kind of fits their mold of, because there were some rumors, or not rumors, but Dan Campbell came out and said, hey, we could be moving Penei Sewell to the left tackle.
I don't think they should.
You don't do that
Freeling.
unless if you have to. Offensive tackle, it's got to be Lomu or Freeling.
Yeah.
Those are 2 left tackles. Probably Freeling. I think
I
Freeling.
wouldn't hate
Maxi Onisher?
that, and like an edge wouldn't shock me for them. Like it's kind of stupid, but like a Keldrick Falk, a good run stopping edge for them to kind of limit some of the Hutchinson's, everything, and just being able to stop the run, I think is very important for them. They're a team that also has historically kind of valued defensive tackle to go Caden McDonald, So I don't. Those are just kind of throwing out some other shots here. I think they would be dumb not to go offensive line here, whatever their flavor is. But maybe they do want a right tackle. Maybe they do want to move Penei to left, and maybe that makes them go Econature or Blake Miller. Even like there's
both those guys. Econature is that athletic freak, but Blake Miller is
that's what they're saying.
The
Blake Miller,
really
apparently. I don't know how true that.
Blake Miller. Well, Blake Miller is the Iron Man. That dude never missed a game, never missed a practice. Started every single game. His 4 years
Blake
of college.
Miller to the Lions.
Yeah,
it's a good pick. So maybe they are.
Is it though?
They're probably They're probably moving Penei to left where he used to play.
yeah, that's what they. I mean, they did say that. There was some chatter.
Yeah, I just
So-
didn't. I think that was like if we can't get a left. I took that as if we can't get a left tackle, we'll do it. Like we're not trying to pigeonhole our draft plans. But I like Miller in general. I guess if they really do want a right tackle, he's safer than going Yoncher. Just
Too early for him.
yeah, it's a little early for Blake Miller too. But
And well, listen,
high upside, ready to go. Right
Yeah,
tackle.
Ruben
Safe.
Bain looks pissed, guys.
yo,
He looks pissed.
hold on.
Yeah.
Early, and we're gonna have this concept. Early defensive rookie of the year. That's a conversation.
Yeah.
That is a long shot that I am probably gonna take. Yo, look at him. He
Bro,
is.
do it right now.
Whoo,
See if
yo,
you can do
he
it
is
right now.
Stone
I mean,
cold.
even in that division too, Panthers, Saints, Falcons, like that's not the greatest line. I mean, the Panthers, their left tackle broke his leg and everything, and the
yeah.
they have Rasheed Walker they signed. The Saints have Fuaga and Banks, I guess, but
Just imagine all the fun things too that Todd Bowles is going to do with him.
it's a
on
phenomenal
defense.
fit. I'm
my
glad.
gosh,
I'm
yeah.
glad he ended up there.
I'm happy for other reasons that he ended up there.
Yeah,
but
of
I'm
course.
happy
Of course
that he
he
ended
was.
up there
Just
as
happy,
well.
just happy, man. Just happy. Just happened.
So we got So the Jets take Kenny Sadiq.
So now we're on the Vikings.
Got Detroit taking Blake Miller. The Vikings. Everybody's saying that this is right. Dylan Thieneman.
I told you that I think this could be a Caden McDonald pick. I think that's a very Brian Flores pick. I need a big, massive interior defender to clog up space to let me do all these creative things. I think that makes some sense. If they're going to trade Grenard,
edge,
you got it.
But then who is the best edge on the board? I don't think you go Keldrick Falk because of the pass rush. I think you need pass rush. Well, you got Dallas Turner.
Dallas Turner.
You still have Van Ginkel still there. The Van Ginkster, man.
The Ginkster.
Yeah, that's my dog.
You say you're a
dog, bro?
He is an underrated.
He's a good player.
He's a good player.
The
The Ginker, man.
I'm trying to. Yeah,
it seems too simple, but it's probably
did they need a lineman? Didn't they? I'm just trying.
Nah, they went
Kyler
crazy.
Murray, not that Kyler Murray, some superstar quarterback. I like
Mekhi Lemon, maybe.
That's what I was gonna get at. But they have Addison, but do you just say fuck it and
Addison's had problems. Addison got suspended.
You could trade him if you want.
I think he's coming up on a contract.
He's got to be
pretty soon.
He's got to be.
Could be Mekhi Lemon.
I think I was gonna get at something.
I think
weird
you do
like that. Because this was a big Kid and Sadiq spot for me. I liked him there. I don't know.
Well, Kevin O'Connell, what type of guy would he like? A Denzel Boston more? Casey Concepcion? It would have to be Mekhi Lemon.
AFC North ramifications. I just don't want to see Dylan Thieneman in Pittsburgh. That's all. I don't want to see that. Because
they could take him. I do think
I
that they
think
would
the
go
Panthers
offensive
like
line.
him.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, honestly, I mean,
What?
yeah. Because who did they have? Well, they got Ramsey probably playing the nickel.
We got a special guest joining us real quick, though, man. We got Jared joining us, Bengal Central.
Yeah.
I want to get his thoughts on the draft so far. How's it check out? He's going to join us for just a little bit here. Jared, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How's it going? Crazy draft so far.
Crazy draft. I know you told me. Jared just came from the gym, and he told me, he said, man, I'm gonna join you guys here very, very shortly. I just want to get your thoughts, man. What were your thoughts on how the draft is shaking out so far? But more importantly, what are your thoughts on the Ravens passing up on Ruben Bain Jr. for Ione?
I was after I think we got past the Dolphins when they took Proctor. I was so nervous about Ruben Bain going to the Ravens, and I understand they have that interior offensive line issue, but man, if he went to the Ravens and was rushing across from Trey, I would have been pretty upset about that. So very happy about that.
There's a world in which it could have been Trey Hendrickson. It's a world it could have been Trey Hendrickson, and it also could have been Mike Green and Ruben Bain Jr. And to me, for Trey Hendrickson being 32 years old, I thought Ruben Bain Jr. made a lot of sense for, obviously, before the measurables came out and all that, he was widely considered the best pass rusher by a large margin. And then obviously measurables came out and so on and so forth. But man, listen, that was such a great pick by them still, right? Let's not kid ourselves. That was a great pick by them. But you got to wonder how much of it was influenced by Sexy Dexy coming to the AFC North, coming to the Cincinnati Bengals.
I think you got to think a large part of it, right? We saw how bad that interior of their offensive line was last year. And I mean, I go back to that Thanksgiving game and you saw the pressure that they were able to generate with Joseph Osai. Cedric Johnson was wreaking havoc in that game. Yep. And then you throw Dexter Lawrence, all-pro Dexter Lawrence into that mix. And then we're not even talking about Jonathan Allen, but a guy who has torn up guards in the NFL for years. So I think if you're the Ravens, you're sitting there and you're not only making that decision based off of Dexter Lawrence, but also what else the Bengals have going on. I mean, the thing about too that, and rightfully so, we talk a lot about Dexter Lawrence. We talk a lot about Jonathan Allen. But BJ Hill played his best football when DJ Reader was next to him in 2021 when the Bengals went on that Super Bowl run. And I'm so excited to see what he can offer too, especially take a little bit of the load off of him, off of his shoulders that he's had to play with the past couple of years. I mean, they threw a lot at him and he played through injury. So I'm just so stoked to see what this interior of the defensive line can do.
Yeah. We got a question here. I'm going to let Daniel get to some questions that we've got. But one of the main questions I want to get to, Daniel, is the Rod Boy fourth quarter lover, his question.
Yeah, man. And once again, it's nice to see you, Jared. His question is, how important is trading into the first round to get a 5th-year option on a guy? Oh, yeah. I didn't know if we were going, but listen, it depends on what position, in my opinion. I think it's massive. That's the other thing about why I personally like the Ty Simpson pick to the Rams is because you get that 5th-year option, especially for quarterbacks, but it depends on the premium that you get. Instead of going out in that second contract, getting an edge rusher and paying him $30 million in his second contract, you get 1 extra year. You get 1 extra year of that cost-effective,
Fun pick here.
move and
Premium.
premium.
It's
man.
important to get premium picks, man. Premium, that value that you're able to get with guys, right? That you can have that 5th-year option. I think that's got to be a little bit important for them. Why? What's going on? What happened?
The Vikings just took Caleb Banks, 18th
Really?
overall.
Wow. Wow.
That's my dog, man.
Wow.
Shit, bro.
Vikings take Caleb Banks.
Is that confirmed?
Wow. Okay.
That feels early.
7.
That is talking about a guy that also had
I knew they'd want a
foot
defensive
injury,
tackle.
foot issues. Hard to it's been hard for him to stay healthy. Daniel, talk to us. That's your guy.
This guy also is not a good run defender.
Yeah.
Like, this is a hilarious pick. Listen, I think that
For the memes.
This is for the memes, and I respect it. The reason why I respect
That's such
it
a Brian
is,
Flores. Fuck it, I'm gonna make this guy amazing pick.
bro, like, you're going above and beyond. You're just taking a guy, and this is why I was a fan of him. If you're taking a swing on a guy, might as well take a swing on a guy that's just different than everybody. 6'6", 99th percentile arms, 99th percentile wingspan. This guy, from an athletic standpoint, is something they haven't seen before. I believe he has the longest arms out of any defensive player they've ever seen at the NFL Combine. So from an athletic standpoint, this guy is just different. When you see the flashes are the best of the best. But the biggest problems I have with him is, number one, it's injuries. I'm very shocked to see him go this high. And it's the fact that this dude played 5 years in college, never played over 600 snaps in a season, and he wasn't overly productive. He's coming off a season. He just played 3 years. So listen, I think that, number one, I am kind of happy that they didn't take Dylan Thieneman, because this is what everybody was mocking to them. And it kind of shows that sometimes these teams just go with something different. But this is a move where, I hate to say it, but this is, you are swinging for the fences, because you are going to get crucified if he gets hurt this year. Knock on wood. And I hope he does well. I'm a big fan of Caleb Banks. And like I said, I think the high of the high is this guy is a top 5 pass rusher on the interior defensive line.
And I think that's kind of why the Vikings probably went that direction. There's so many higher floor players they can pick. But when you look at this Vikings defensive roster, they're in dire need for an elite defensive player. And I think there's some players that could maybe develop into that, but there's nobody remaining. And there's not many higher ceilings in the draft class than Caleb Banks. Obviously, a lot has to go right for that upside to hit. But again, like I said, Brian Flores has continued to get a lot out of the defenders he has. And if Caleb Banks scratches that surface for 1, 2 to 3 years, that defense is going to be unbelievable, no matter who's around them.
Yeah, and one of the things that and this will tie into, for Jared, a question about the round 2 for the Bengals, but it was before one of the war rooms, to be honest, on the notepad that I wrote. You know what I wrote?
What you write?
No matter what, Caleb Banks. It was round 2. Give me Caleb Banks, but he ain't there anymore. So listen, Jared, I'm kind of curious your thoughts. Round 2, defensive tackle, right? Obviously, you got Dexter Lawrence. Is that a position that you're considering?
This entire process pre-Dexter Lawrence, even though it's a really weak defensive tackle class, I thought we could see some value in round 2 with the defensive tackles. Like you were saying, Daniel, if Caleb Banks was there round 2, I would be also a guy who would pound the table for Caleb Banks. Peter Woods, if he's there in round 2, you have to pound the table for a guy like that as well. But I think just the way the room is configured right now, and you don't know what they're going to do with back end guys like TJ Slayton. Is that going to be a guy they look to trade? Is that going to be a cap casualty later in the year? We don't know the details about that yet. But for me, I have a hard time.
Player to plan to keep, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, because I think he's phenomenal depth. I'm a big fan of TJ Slayton and his game, but I just have a hard time allocating resources, especially that you give up your first round pick for a defensive tackle. That's kind of, for me, it makes it harder to go and dip back in there when you have back end guys too, like Chris Jenkins, who you're still waiting to see that next jump. So I have a hard time kind of going back into the defensive tackle position.
It's a good pick. Monroe Freeling, Carolina
we
Panthers.
just talked about how their left tackle essentially almost lost his leg in the last end of the playoffs. And
Eagles trading up with Dallas.
I know Panthers are
Eagles
pissed.
trading up with Dallas. Jared just said.
I know Panthers. Maybe that's Dylan Dieneman. Who knows?
There it is.
Or Makai, because there's been talks. There's AJ Brown potentially going to the New England Patriots.
Honestly,
Right?
you know what I think? Shot in the dark. Or never mind. I'm wrong. Don't listen to me.
How do you know you're wrong?
I was going to say Blake Miller, right tackle. He's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah, he would be
He's
wrong.
No, but yeah, you think about it, man. I don't. Man, this draft is crazy. This
Yeah.
draft is crazy. But I know Panthers fans are pissed because Panthers fans wanted Makai Lamone.
Womp womp. Honestly, I really respectfully. I don't
agree,
care.
I agree.
I don't
They
care.
need a left tackle.
And I know that this was the conversation. Hey, Casey Concepcion, go wide receiver. I hate to say it, you just drafted Ted McMillan. Jalen Coker is a phenomenal, wide receiver 3, could be a wide receiver 2. You have Xavier Legette. I'm not going and drafting Makai Lemon, who I think in round 2, you get somebody fine at that spot. You get somebody in round 3, but the thing you can't mess with is the front 5 of your team. And the fact that you said they have, left tackle Icky is hurt. They also have multiple guys. The right tackle is getting older. You have to build the offensive line.
Eagles, the trade compensation, the Eagles get number 20 and a 7th rounder. Cowboys get 23, 114, and 137. That's pretty solid for moving down a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, hey, listen, this drive's been crazy. While we got you guys here, do us a favor, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss when we go live or upload content. If you guys didn't know, we'll be live not only night 1 of the NFL draft for every single pick, we'll be live tomorrow night 2, for rounds 2 and 3, and our Bengals make picks, so obviously we'll be discussing them all, dissecting them all, right? And obviously we'll be live again Saturday morning, getting you all caught up for the later rounds of the draft, man. If you guys haven't done so already, we did an interview yesterday live on State of the Jungle with Bengals linebacker Barrett Carter. We got to get his opinion on the Bengals going out there trading for Sexy Dexy and what that's going to do for the linebacker unit. He was very, very vulnerable, very, very honest about, his rookie season and where he felt like he could get better. I thought it was a very honest dialogue. And, man, I'm rooting for that guy. So make sure you guys keep it locked on the channel. We have sit-down interviews with players. We have live shows every single Wednesday. And, boys, you guys know what I'm excited about? Not only are we live today, not only live tomorrow, not only live on Saturday, we're also live back Monday, me and the entire State of the Jungle crew, as we look to do a full recap on the Bengals' entire draft process and the outlook for the roster. Man, I'm looking forward to it. It's nonstop action, nonstop content here on the Sit Down Malik Wright YouTube channel. Again, shout out to our sponsor of the show, Pastizas, the best pizza. If you want New York style pizza, well, that's them right here in the Cincy area, man. If you are in the Cincinnati area, make sure you guys visit them. They've got one location, right? One location. They just opened not too long ago, but it really is the closest thing to New York, New Jersey style pizza. So I'm really, really pumped up about that spot. Daniel, take it away.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm going to grab a slice in a second, but this is
I'm waiting to see this Eagles selection.
Yeah, this is obviously different, seeing in division trade, but this is the draft. It's for both teams. Where could they go? They could go a lot of different places.
Makai Lemon.
Huh?
Eagles take Makai Lemon.
I'm telling you, AJ Brown is out of here.
Bye-bye.
AJ Brown is a Patriot. Rossini might have got that right.
she got that right.
She might have got that one right, Listen, I'm not saying nothing. I don't judge. What you do is what you do. All right. How wild is that situation though? What do you think the fallout for Mike Vrabel is going to be though?
It doesn't seem like anything.
The entire crew goes like, "Oh,
it just doesn't seem like anything." I think
you see the whole conversation just change. The entire crew goes, "Yeah, next topic, Malik. I don't know if I want to touch on that too much." No, we're not touching. I'm just saying I don't care about the. Listen, I'm talking about from a PR standpoint, from a team standpoint. Do we think Vrabel is going to have to? Obviously, I gave the report that what I heard, he was taking a leave of absence, and everything he said in his press conference he did before the draft, it seemed to signal that that's probably where it was heading. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
The more you dive into it, the worse it looks. Like, obviously, it's terrible on every front, but you see all the perks she got from him on and off the field. But
Yeah.
like, then you consider the things that she could have been telling him about other people around the league, and that's when it gets really like, oh my god.
You know
this
what's
could
weird
be
for us though?
screwed.
These are people that Daniel and I, and even you, Logan, we see
Yeah.
at the combine every
Yeah.
single year. The people we converse with, we have conversations with. It's weird. It's a whole weird dynamic. Anyway, I don't care enough about that. Want to keep the conversation rolling. Look, AJ Brown, right, is more than likely going to be out of there in Philly. We all know. I don't know if you guys know this. Him and Jalen Hurts have a rocky relationship. Jalen Hurts is viewed in a very, very weird light in Philly, right? His teammates. It's not just AJ Brown that feels this way about him. His entire teammates sort of feel this way about him. Where again, it seems like the relationships have been a little bit severed. They feel like he doesn't obviously play always up to the standards. He doesn't have the closest relationship that he has that he should have as a starting quarterback of this team. We'll see what happens with his future. We know this is a big prove-it year for him. So while these NFL insiders and analysis, if you will, are saying it's a big year for Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and yeah, it's a big year for every starting quarterback in the National Football League. I feel like we're not paying enough attention as to what's happening in Philly and how big of a year it is for a Jalen Hurts. But even beyond that, man, Mekhi Lemon is a great pick. He's a great pick for them. Excited to see what sort of happens. There's still some guys on the board that I want to know what's going to happen with them. I want to know where Cassius Howe's going to go. I want to know where Dylan Thieneman's going to go. I'm excited. This draft is still a lot of good players on the board. Will any of the linebackers, who's going to be the next linebacker to fall? I'm looking at Buffalo square in the face for Jacob Rodriguez, or maybe even CJ Allen. I have no idea. This is, there's going to be some interesting fallout from this draft because we all got it wrong. Somebody asked in the comment section, what is going on with Jermod McCoy? All the rumors that I heard was Jermod McCoy might have to have another surgery, and it could be him missing his rookie season. Now, the thing is, when you hear this stuff, right, I trust my league sources. They've never failed me yet. I'll say this. You don't know how much of it is posturing. You don't know how much of it is rumors. You don't know how much of it is teams trying to push a guy down the board. But all indications are, well, Jermod McCoy was the best cornerback in this draft on a lot of people's boards, but the medicals is what scares people. And for it to be, well, now we're into the 20s and Jermod McCoy still hasn't been picked, you got to believe this is like a Will Johnson-esque type fall. My question for you guys on the panel is if Jermod McCoy is there at pick 41, are you turning in the slip as the Cincinnati Bengals for Jermod McCoy? That's an interesting conversation to have. I don't know if you are doing that. All I'm saying is Jermod McCoy looked really fast, right? He looked like he was going through his cuts when he was showing his workouts to teams and stuff like that. So again, I believe in Jermod McCoy. I want to see the guy bounce back, have a healthy year. We'll see what happens though. Daniel.
Yeah. And I was going to ask Jared too, what's his thoughts on McCoy? I think the NFL cares about certain things like that. And it really wouldn't shock me to see McCoy keep falling. And it sucks because you look at the player and the person that he is, and it's like, man, like, that this guy is a pure talent. He's losing number one. Obviously, it sucks, right? We just talked to Barrett Carter, and he said, what it felt like not going on, day 2 of the draft. And you think of these guys, Jermod McCoy, I'm sure he's getting fed information. Hey, you could be going top 10, bro. You are there. And now, he's fallen. But as a pure talent, I wouldn't be shocked if he comes out and has a phenomenal season. Just like Will Johnson, we mentioned, the Arizona Cardinals, had a very good season with the Cardinals. I think it'll be a contending team that takes a shot on McCoy.
I think the Mekhi Lemon thing, somebody asked this question. They said, isn't Lemon a weirdo? Or did he do some weird stuff at the combine? Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. He's not weird. He's an intense player. He cares about football. He got on the combine stage, and when he was being asked questions, he kind of weirded some people out by staring very intensely about it. But I never saw a player ridiculed as much as Mekhi Lemon. He's a guy that's very emotional. He just plays with his heart on his sleeve. I don't really think it's an issue with him. He's a player. He's a gamer. I think the Eagles got a fantastic player here. I don't know if Jalen Hurts is going to be the guy to unlock that for him or for that offense. But I think Mekhi Lemon, I think the word of him. I think he's a very, very good player. And the fact that they got him here is insane value. So good on them. Good on them. It's crazy the Cowboys traded that for a guy that they're going to have to defend in the division.
Yeah, Caleb Downs is going to have to guard Mekhi Lemon quite often.
You know?
Sorry if I was a little sleeping. What was the exact compensation for that? Did they get more than a fourth rounder?
I had it.
It's probably something small, but
it was
all around while you're getting that too. This just goes for everybody, and this is something. Write down notes if you guys, are dialed into draft content, are going to do this again next year. Write down some notes sometimes of, hey, if a player either left the previous offseason or he could be leaving this upcoming offseason, there's a chance that they could draft his replacement. I think that this was a perfect.
You know something that was mentioned that was weird to me? Well, not weird to me, not mentioned to me, but it was mentioned. It was Carson Beck. Carson Beck could go in round one.
I wonder if that was a Ty Simpson replacement for Arizona, and that's where that steam started coming from.
I mean, could it be still?
That's what I'm saying.
I think that'd be ridiculous.
That it's the steam is kind of hard to pay attention to, but like I said, when the guy with Kansas City and stuff trading up, that domino never really ended up falling. But now it kind of did here.
I want to highlight Edward Johnson. He said Dane Brugler said almost 2 weeks ago that half the teams had McCoy off their board. I'm sorry, I don't subscribe to Dane Brugler, but I know he does great work. I'll just say this. There's a lot of smoke around this time of year, right? There's a lot of smoke around this time of year where people say things that, are sometimes vague. Some things are true just to sort of push guys down the board. So you have to take some things with a grain of salt. It was said to me going into this call before we went live that, hey, Ruben Bain Jr., there's no way he's going to make it to pick 10. We saw Ruben Bain Jr. get picked at 15. And this is from people that I trust, right? So again, the draft is truly a crapshoot because you never know what other teams are thinking. So you got to kind of just take everything with a grain of salt. Daniel?
Yeah, and I just have some friends that are obviously from Philly, and this just going on back to the Eagles before the Steelers pick here real quick. They're really happy.
That's probably why they had to jump the Steelers. The Steelers would have probably loved Lemon. Yeah, so that's probably why they haven't.
I mean, that's wide receiver 3 for them. And at the end of the day, if you're Philly, I think this is a good move because what else are you going to do, right? Give me a hint. Hold on.
He's from your school.
Oh, wow. Offense tackle.
Yeah.
Max.
Good pick.
He's from your school. Hey, Pittsburgh, we love it. Good job. Get a tackle. Good for you. You didn't go out there and pick up Dylan Thieneman.
That's a good pick. I think the Steelers, and this is another one. It's risky, but they also have a major need. Yeah. Broderick Jones coming off of neck injury, and the right tackle is okay.
Fatanu.
Oh no, he's not. Whatever. Excuse me. They just drafted him right tackle. Yeah. Their left guard. They need a left guard, but the biggest question for them, and this was something that I was going to see, was this a Ty Simpson spot? But I mean, I'm sure they're just praying that it's Aaron Rodgers, because if it's not Aaron Rodgers, your season is probably cooked.
How do you pronounce this guy's name? Max Ionicher?
I think Ionicher.
Max Ionicher, the tackle from ASU, Daniel's alma mater. Daniel, you should be talking about this instead of stuffing your face eating pizza.
Good pizza.
I understand it's great pizza.
Shout out.
But this affects the AFC North. Let's talk about the ramifications. Well, hey, Jared, what do you think about the Steelers taking Max Ionicher here at tackle?
I'll say this. 3 AFC North teams have picked tonight, and all 3 went offensive line, the trenches on the offensive side of the football. And I think, one, it speaks to the talent all 3 other teams outside of Cincinnati have on their respective defensive lines. But I also think you have to see what the Bengals did this offseason. And it's not just Dexter Lawrence, even though that's a really massive part of it. It's the Miles Murphy breakout towards the end of last year. It's adding Jonathan Allen, adding Boye Mafe. This division, man, it's all about pressure. We saw what the Seahawks did in the Super Bowl last year and why they were able to beat some of those top dogs in the NFC. And it wasn't pressure from one individual pass rusher. That's great and all, but when you can generate a pass rush and get pressure on the quarterback from all 4 guys that you're starting, and then guys off the bench like Boye Mafe coming off the bench generating pressures for the Seahawks last year was massive. So I think, one, you see all 3 picks being offensive line. That's big as well. And then you obviously Steelers related. You got to think about where Broderick Jones is at with his neck. How serious is that injury going to be moving forward for him? Do they kick Fatanu to the inside of that line and and put Max on at the right tackle spot. What do they do there? It'll be interesting to see how Pittsburgh shuffles their offensive line here. But I will say as well, one last thing before I let you guys get in on this. This is the third tackle, or at least offensive lineman, the Steelers have taken pretty high in the draft. I know Broderick Jones, first-round pick, Troy Fautanu, first-round pick, and here another first-round offensive lineman. So that's something that I'm really keeping an eye on here because they're taking a lot of offensive linemen highly and investing a lot in that offensive line.
They've invested so much into that position group. You got to wonder, do they feel like they're getting the returns on it, or it's starting to question about obviously some of these guys and their likelihood of really stepping up in a big way. There's still some names on the board, right? Hakeem Mesidor, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Emmanuel McNeil-Warren.
Dylan
Dieneman, yeah. How could I forget him? You got Caden McDonald, right? You got some Peter Woods. Still got some names on the board here. Who are some guys that you're looking at? I'm interested to see where Casey Concepcion goes as well. If he sneaks into the
That's
first
a Cleveland spot.
Cleveland spot.
I have a sleeper here for you, Malik.
Sure, talk to me.
Keelan Rutledge, guard to the Chargers here. They need offensive line. I think that could be a surprise name here. I really like him. Even if he gets to round 2 for the Bengals, I think that could be a great swing guy on the interior. So I could see the Chargers going here. It might be a little early, but that's a name I'm kind of.
Man, I wonder, what about Emmanuel Pregnon? Do we think Chargers would even potentially?
Yeah, I don't know what the Chargers are going to do here.
Yeah, they're a weird spot.
They've been a tough one for me the whole cycle. I know, like, for some reason, there's a lot of Mesidor connection there, and I don't really love that either. I don't know. I don't think it's going to – it could be something weird here. Not that I think it'll be Rutledge like that, but I do think it could be something kind of just out of the blue a little bit.
Yeah, I think this one I like the interior offensive line shout. I just think that they could probably get one early round 2
available.
Wait, didn't they lose their defensive end? Didn't they lose?
Well, so Odafe they traded and they lost them.
And
Bosa's gone, and Max only on a 1-year contract. It's got to be edge.
Maybe Hakeem Mesidor.
It's
Maybe
probably
Cassius
Mesidor,
Hill.
TJ Parker.
TJ, yeah, could be.
Falk's still there too.
Yeah,
they just need some pass rush, and none of those guys are like sure things in that department.
Yeah, but when you're picking at this point too, right in the first round, none of these guys for sure are going to be slam dunk. I mean, you want the closest thing to a slam dunk, but you also don't want to end up with, a guy. You don't want to reach on a guy that isn't going to provide too much value for you. At the same time, man, this they say the pick's in.
And it looks like they're clapping. Look like they're happy. I think that.
What if they've turned it in for Peter Woods?
I think that makes sense. I think they can go interior. I mean, I don't think that's bad.
Still can't believe Caleb Banks went, dog.
Yeah, Caleb Banks DT1 probably paid out some people pretty well.
What did you guys think of that Jeremiah Love pick at 3? I know you guys have probably already talked.
I
about
hated it.
I did too.
It was so stupid for them.
Yeah,
I like the player.
They're saying Hakeem Mesidor for the Chargers.
Yeah.
Now my new least favorite pick, Hakeem Mesidor into the Chargers.
What don't you like about him? Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
he's really old. Doesn't really produce outside of a couple of years. Gets hurt a lot. There's just so many better bets to take. Like if you're a betting guy, Malik, like it's like there's just not much value you're getting with him. Can he be a fine player pretty early on? Sure, yeah, absolutely. But there's not much upside there. There's so much risk there. There's just not much process, at least through my lens, that allows me to settle on Mesidor in any scenario. And this is a guy that's going to be 25. By the time his first contract's over, he's going to be pushing 30 years old and has battled a ton of injuries in lower legs, ankles, feet. Like, that's not great for these bigger guys. Only really started to play really good when he was a 24-year-old playing 17-year-olds. Like,
to be honest with you, this is going to be the time I just completely disagree. To be honest with you. But
don't think he's good.
I think that this was a spot, and I mocked Falk to them in my mock draft this year. And this was the same exact, predicament I was in. I was like, what the hell do you do? The reason why I like this is because none of these other guys respectfully are stepping in and providing the passers that he is. Keldrick Falk is not doing that. TJ Parker is not doing that.
For sure thing to do that, though,
I
either.
think so. And I think so. And I think that this gives you the ability, because when you look at their interior as well, I like Jamari Caldwell that they have. What else though? I think that he can kick inside, and especially for year one, year two, I do think that he gives you a guy that steps in year one and can produce. And the concern I hear is the foot, and I hear the fact that he's a little bit older and didn't produce up until he had Ruben Bain practically balling out on the other side. But from year one, I just look at his hand usage. I look at his ability to win. With speed, I know some people said they don't really like his speed. I thought he was able to win with speed, great hand usage, and from what everybody else was saying as well, that this guy can be a monster. Third down, put him on the interior.
I just worry with the projection. Like, all that stuff is true. The film was good. I won't deny that. But now he's going to be going against other 25-year-old men who have been in the NFL for 4 years. It's just not my favorite risk to take. I get the win now a little bit approach for the Chargers. There's a reason we talked about it before. There's a reason his line was 22.5. They knew he was probably going to the Chargers.
That is interesting.
But it's not my swing to take. It's not my kind of guy. It's just a preference thing too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to chase those kind of guys because I don't think the reward is anywhere close to the risk.
So Jared, talk to us here. Cowboys pick 23. They traded back. Obviously, they went out. They got Caleb Downs. I think a phenomenal pick for them. Standing pat. Who would you go, right? Sitting on the board. So Dylan Thieneman probably wouldn't be the option. Where would you go if you're the Cowboys?
I wonder if you told the Cowboys that Dylan Thieneman would have been on the board for them, even at 20, if they would have opted to go Ruben Bain over a guy like Caleb Downs. I mean, that's hindsight, obviously, but it's interesting. It would be funny because they are definitely totally different players if they did take Thieneman as well here and paired him with more of like a hybrid guy like Downs, even though Downs can play kind of that center field role. But I'm probably looking at corner here. I mean, if you want to take a swing, because right now Delane's the only corner off the board. I think Chris Johnson, a good outside cornerback that I like. If you're really concerned on McCoy, but I think if you're the Cowboys right now and all your medicals do check out on Jermon McCoy, I have a hard time turning that down. If you feel good about where he's at physically, and I have a hard time turning that down. I think some other guys, TJ Parker from Clemson, could provide a little bit of a pop on the edge, pair him up with Ezeraku and Gary. And then also, too, Malik brought him up a little earlier since I hopped on here. Cassius Howell, I really like him as well. I think that's another name that I could see them going with here.
So, looking on the board, two things. Number one, there was smoke around Jordan Tyson of the Cowboys. Could it be Denzel Boston or Omar Cooper Jr.? If they're not going to go out and re-sign George Pickens and Casey Concepcion, if the serious conversation is about George Pickens, we saw what the Eagles just did. They drafted Mekhi Lemon. I would be entertaining that. And then you talked about Edge, Keldrick Falk, and then you had somebody.
Yeah, I was going to talk about Keldrick Falk a little bit. They kind of need a little bit more in that room still, and just they need a guy that could provide early down usage. Obviously, the question is going to be that pass rush with him, but you can immediately create a pretty strong foundation in the run game with him and Quinnen Williams, on the same defensive line. He's a young guy, big athlete, big time athlete too. I think those are kind of the guys that Jerry usually chases, and it's kind of hard not to. The age, athleticism, and some of the physical tools he has kind of feels like a Jerry Jones kind of guy. I told you a little bit before. I feels like a D'Angelo Pond spot to me. I think it's a little bit different with Downs now. I think they could lean more of a guy like Colton Hood, some of these more cover corner guys who is probably benefited a lot from.
Malachi Lawrence.
Oh, Daniel!
Oh my God,
that's your guy, bro!
Wow, and I feel like I mocked this.
You did. We've talked about it plenty.
Because, wow, this is a spot for them.
No.
Listen, when you compare these guys at the edge rusher spot, we talked about this. Jerry Jones loves these guys that just test well. Go back. Byron Jones, right? The guy who blew up the combine.
Bro.
They love these guys that just test well. And Malachi Lawrence went to the NFL combine and he blew it up. I was a little shocked that they went with a guy who played at UCF and he didn't play the greatest competition. There's some concern about, is he the most bendy pass rusher? But when you talk about flash and when you talk about pass rush, that's what he can provide. And that's something that Falk can't do year one.
I prefer that pass rush to Hal. I think that
I would agree.
I think that's again maybe a little bit early for me, but the fit and the history there with Jerry makes sense. And they have 2 first-round picks, so you kind of get arguably the safest player in the draft with Caleb Downs and take a little bit more of a swing with Lawrence here. I like it.
What do you think, Jared?
I like it. I mean, I think similar. Like they just needed some another young body on that defensive line already. I'm a little skeptical on Rashawn Gary.
Yes,
and
I forgot
kind
about
of him moving forward. Like I know it depends how much they think they're going to get out of him, but he's older, slowing down a little bit. I don't think he offers as much in the pass rush game as you'd like. So I think going out there and getting a younger guy who can give you more in the pass rush department, I think that's big for the Cowboys.
Well, pick number 24, Cleveland Browns. I ain't gonna lie, they are sitting pretty. The conversation was it Carnell Tate at number 6 all draft process long? You got Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion, you got Omar Cooper. I think you got to go wide receiver.
But you got a quarterback.
You said what? Do you got a quarterback? Nope.
Quarterback.
Hey, listen. You got the boy.
Man, get out of here.
Shador, man.
Throw it up. Throw up the wrist.
Throw up the wrist, baby.
That's crazy.
I mean, the Browns, again, obviously could go receiver here. I think that's wouldn't surprise anybody. But I kind of like Thieneman. I think they're a team that could use some more flexibility in their secondary a little bit. They still have plenty of talent, obviously, with Delpit and Ward and Tyson Campbell a little bit. Has throws from Hickman's not terrible, but they could use another flexible piece that could just roam in the secondary, and that would be obviously they don't draft just for the Cincinnati Bengals, but adding a true elite coverage-free safety like that would be pretty beneficial.
But instead, they go KC Concepcion.
Is that a pick?
That's the pick.
Good pick.
That's the pick. Good for the Browns.
Good pick for the
Listen,
Browns.
I'm cool. Just keep them demons out the AFC North, and we good. Just keep the demons out the AFC North. Man. We good, man. We good, man. We sitting good. I certainly thought the Browns was going to draft one. But guys, when do we think the run on linebacker is going to come? By the way, I think Chicago's going to go Dylan Thieneman here.
I think so good.
Yes.
For them.
I think Chicago Bears are going to go Dylan Thieneman. They are so
happy he fell.
I think I'm going to try to predict. Put my cap on real quick and predict the next few picks. I think Bears go Dylan Thieneman. I by the way, I'm subject to be wrong. I think Browns go Dylan Thieneman. I mean, sorry, Bears go Dylan Thieneman, and I think the Buffalo Bills go Jacob Rodriguez. That's what I think. But would they go Jacob Rodriguez over CJ Allen?
I think so. I hate to say, I just think that it's a. I think it's a Matt. You look at Matt.
Maybe they go Keldrick Falk.
Ooh,
I just think he's a little too much like Rousseau, in my opinion.
I don't know if I don't think he's. I think he's more like AJ Epinesa. I think that's the kind of Rousseau had way more pass rushing chops.
I didn't like him coming out of college, but I point stands
with. I wanted to talk about it a little bit yesterday. The CJ Allen, Jacob Rodriguez debate, dude. We talk about character a lot for the Cincinnati Bengals. I try to read as much as I can on Josh prospects, and the way the Georgia coaching staff talked about CJ Allen was absolutely unbelievable. There was times where the defense coordinator said he didn't even call plays because he just knew CJ Allen would handle it. Like, that's absolutely absurd just to task somebody to do and just feel comfortable with doing that. And just the football IQ and everything in there is going to attract somebody. It might not be the Bills, but like we talked about, the film's like pretty appealing, nothing crazy, very downhill thumper, old school guy, but the football IQ and the coachability and just pops off the chart, and somebody's going to value that. Maybe it's not the Bills, maybe it's somebody else, but somebody's going to really value CJ Allen a ton.
Listen, a little break from NFL draft talk. I don't know what the hell going on in NBA playoffs right now.
What's happening?
But the Timberwolves are absolutely smacking the Nuggets right now.
And the Hawks won too.
Man, and the Hawks beat the Knicks.
Won. Yep.
Right?
2-1.
Man, this is NFL draft season, so we're going to keep the focus on that. But, man, Jokic better get it together. Jokic struggling right now, man. Jokic, 4 points in second quarter. 4 points second quarter, right? We know he's the engine of that team. But let's keep it going, NFL draft stuff. So what do we think here? We think Jacob Rodriguez, the next linebacker taking off the board?
I think so, personally.
Yeah, probably. I think so. I'd say yes.
I understand the CJ Allen conversation. I think some teams are going to be infatuated with Rodriguez. I think the fact that this dude was, one of the best in college, and you brought this up. The one cause for concern is the fact that he had David Bailey, Lee Hunter, Romello Height. He had these guys. in front of him. Does that mean that he's not the player they showed to be? I don't think so. I still think he's a phenomenal linebacker. I just think a team like Buffalo will see the fact that he was their Mike. Will see the fact that he was all over the field for them, Heisman contender. I think that should be the pick. But
I mean, you just look at the turnover production too. Like that's gonna, because I was gonna say maybe if there hasn't been a linebacker taken by like the Patriots, I could see the Patriots wanting CJ Allen a bit more. But I think the Texans, if they love to create turnovers, like we were talking about earlier, I think that'd be a Jacob Rodriguez spot. The Bills feel a little bit more Jacob Rodriguez-y. So that maybe if he gets the Patriots, I could see the Patriots maybe preferring CJ Allen. But I think that's it.
yeah, looking at the rest of the board, I mean, you got the 49ers, Houston. I'm curious to see if any team attempts to trade up. I think we'll get a run on these
29
second.
and 30. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I think D'Angelo Pons is going to go in 29 and 30.
You said what?
I placed a bet earlier on D'Angelo Pons to go 29th or 30th. So I'm just trying to speak it into existence over here, Malik.
We'll see.
I'm trying.
So we got Chicago's on the board next. Jared, who do you think they go?
I've seen McNeil Warren mocked to them so much this draft season, and I feel like if you're a Bears fan, you got to be doing cartwheels right now that Dylan Thieneman's on the board, and this is one of my favorite players in the draft. I think this, like, depending on how much you value that, like a safety like him, kind of rangy guy. Oh, did I just cut out there? Yeah, I think.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
A rangy guy, like. He might be a top 15 player in the class. And I think, the Bears lost Jaquan Brisker this offseason. They lost Kevin Byard this offseason. That's a big hole for their defense. And I think truly, like, we saw the impact losing a guy like Jesse Bates has on our defense. I think getting a guy like Thieneman here is very lucky for the Bears after losing two of their better players on defense. So, I really, really like that pick. That might be one of my favorite picks of the first round if they do take Thieneman.
Completely. And to be honest with you, looking at how the board has fell for them, you said it best, right? And there's times where we look at, before the draft actually happens and project, okay, who is X team going to take? The Bears had a major need at safety. You mentioned it, right? They lost two of their guys. They brought in, Kobe Bryant from the Seattle Seahawks. He plays free safety. That is his role, and that is what he does. They need a strong safety. They need somebody that's going to crash the box, and they got two guys on the board that could potentially do it. And this is one other thing as well. Everybody was mocking safeties, and I get it, right? Dylan Thieneman, great prospect. Sometimes you got to go with what the league values, and the league doesn't always value these safeties. They don't.
That's what I'm saying. Going forward, no, hear me out. Going forward, I think no matter what the draft is, but the biggest thing that we should take away from this is that the range for a safety is 12 and up. It's not top 10. It's not top 10. Derwin James, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he go 12?
Hamilton went 14. Derwin probably
he went to 12. He went to 12 to the Chargers. He might have went 12 to the Chargers. I'm not positive.
Roughly.
It was roughly around that. But that's usually the sweet spot. These guys aren't drafting these guys top 10, man. It's just not. It's one of those positions that the league still doesn't value. Caleb Downs, they said, was a perfect prospect. Right, and yet still teams just passed over him over and over again. I'm still shocked Carnell Tate. All respect to Ohio State fans, and I'm still shocked Carnell Tate went 4th overall. He was, I
like the fit. I like the player on the team and what they're trying to do. I don't like it 4th overall. It's really weird. The top of the draft didn't present like any value for them. I feel like they were just like, whatever, I'm going to take who I want. And
Bears took him too. Dylan Thieneman.
Dylan,
it's really good for them.
Yep.
Really, really good for them.
It just makes too much sense. That pick makes way too much sense.
I know Vikings fans are sick because Vikings fans really, really wanted Dylan Thieneman. They said Harrison Smith replacement makes the most sense. I wonder why, but at the same time, that was a good pick by the Chicago Bears. Where did Derwin James go? Did he go? Somebody said 17. Did he go 17?
I don't know. He went.
I'm just curious. I'm more so doing this to store for my information going for the future.
But the moral of the story is safety. If the league
17.
17. Yeah.
So if the league continues to tell you something, you probably should listen.
Yeah.
Like this isn't the first time we've done this.
Because it seems like Caleb Downs, by everybody's metric, everybody thought Caleb Downs was by far away the most perfect prospect, the best prospect, yet and still he still fell. You know what I mean? So Just the teens is the spot. Maybe 11th is early, but the teens is a spot where it seems like people will go to draft these guys. Where was Kyle Hamilton drafted?
14.
14. See? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, think of some of the best safeties in the league. Some of the best safeties in the league
Texans
fell.
just traded up to 26.
Brother.
So
I
they're,
wonder if this for a defensive tackle.
they're trying to jump the Bills and the 49ers.
Linebacker?
So the Texans.
Lineman, maybe?
Who else is on the board?
I think it could be lineman.
I was going to think
like
tackle.
Yeah, I don't think they're going up for a defensive end.
Denzel Boston.
the Texans.
He said apparently teams are calling about Nico Collins. Or
I
could be
think-
Omar Cooper Jr.
It could be line.
Best players on the board.
Kaden McDonald.
Kaden McDonald, Peter Woods.
Lomu. Maybe they want that best left tackle to jump the 49ers.
Wait, the Bills just traded to 26.
So Texans went up.
No, the Texans went up. The Bills went down to 28.
Yeah, the Bills had 26.
Yep.
Wait,
Flip-flop.
no. Oh, Bills trade
Back.
to Texans at.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Mike Garafolo put out a tweet. He says Bills trade to Texans at 26. That's very confusing.
Yeah, so the Bills got Bills got 28, 69 to 167, but they gave up 26 and 91. That's still a good return for a small move down.
Yeah.
That's a really good return there.
Very
Now-
interesting to see what happens
The
here.
Texans.
Hmm.
I could see them just not caring and drafting Jermon McCoy. That feels like something they would do.
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
They need line, but are you jumping? Maybe they think the Bills could go interior O line, and then the 49ers go tackle or something, and they feel like
Bills got a haul, man.
yeah, that's a good return. For the
Caleb
Bills.
Lomu?
I think
You know what's crazy? Shout out my guy Mookie Hawkins. He said the Bills are going to trade back.
Really?
He said they were going to trade back.
Who do you even want? Did he say?
He said they were going to be looking at either a receiver, which they still could theoretically
Denzel
get,
Boston.
right?
Cooper,
they can still
maybe
get
even.
that. And he said a linebacker, one of these linebackers, but
and they're still
We'll see.
there.
well, we will see. Hey, Jared, listen, I won't let you get out of here, man. I appreciate you being so gracious with your time hanging out with us
Yes, sir, Jared.
for our draft stream, man. Hopefully, maybe we'll get you back sometime, maybe tomorrow night or even Saturday. We'd love to have you on to dissect some of these picks, get your thoughts when the Bengals are actually on the clock, man. It's been fun. Make sure you guys give my guy Jared a follow. If you don't already, you should. Largest Bengals Instagram account out there, Bengals Central. If you don't know who that is, you should know who that is. A lot of players follow him. Does great work. Appreciate you, Jay.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's always a blast. Hopefully, I'll catch you guys on here soon. So appreciate you guys. Thanks, Malik.
See you, brother.
Yes, sir, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Guys.
Appreciate Jared joining us on the stream, man. That was fun. That was
It
fun,
was.
man. That was fun. Man, so let's keep the conversation rolling, man. So what do we think the Texans are doing here?
I'm looking at the roster a little bit. I'm trying to
So
figure
who's
it
left
out.
tackle? They got Ursary at the left tackle spot.
Their left tackle spot currently is Ursary, Teller, Jake Andrews, Ed Ingram, Braden Smith.
Braden Smith is older,
49ers working to trade pick 27.
so they're looking to get out. Honestly,
Nobody's calling to come up.
this
Like-
might just be interior offensive line. Take the best interior offensive
But did you
line
really
on
need
the
to move
board.
up for that?
To pass
Especially
Buffalo.
they paid a decent price to move up a few picks.
So
So,
then
they clearly value somebody at the top of this board pretty highly, I'd say.
Let me look at the roster. Who's their safety? So they got
Their safeties are Petrie and
Lassiter. Oh, Lassiter's
yeah,
a corner.
yeah. Blankenship's gone.
Bullock's good.
yeah.
Slot corner maybe.
They could just use another corner, but then like
No. Who's the best on the board?
Who are their linebackers?
Aziz Al-Shire, Henry To'oTo'o, like they could use a linebacker.
That's where
but
I land. But would the
those
would the
guys
Bills
are
risk
semi-productive.
maybe CJ Allen? Maybe.
They could use. I mean, maybe they want to make Caden McDonald, like we talked
Yeah,
about. They
yeah.
have Sheldon Rankins.
Yeah, they got Sheldon Rankins, Logan Hall, and Tommy Tagai.
Yeah, like that's not a bad shout. But
That would
again,
probably
Where's-
be
I
the
don't know how
move.
true this is. Let's see. They're saying they traded up for Keelan Rutledge
Interior offensive line.
onto your offensive line.
that's really dumb in my opinion.
Yeah, they gave up a lot for that.
Yeah,
That's so funny. As soon as Jared
I know.
leaves, that's the shout he just gave, right?
Yep.
He was talking about Keelan Rutledge.
yeah, they did.
Man,
What are they
interesting.
doing?
This is a
Respe-
weird draft.
Respectfully, man, the fucking Bills and the 49ers were not taking Keon Rutledge, and nobody was training up to draft him.
Yeah.
Like they just weren't.
No.
And if they were, okay, fine. I'll take Emmanuel Pregnon. I'll take Chase Pasantes, who are pretty, I feel like, clearly better players. Like I don't know. That's a weird thing to do. The Dolphins have traded up to the 27th pick. Daniel, I swear to God, if they take
Pawns at
Pawns
27,
at 27 and I bet them to take him at 29, I'm going to lose my mind.
Wait, the Dolphins traded up?
Yeah,
the 27 49ers. So who's
Daniel,
still
I will lose my mind.
I'm trying to think. They could go linebacker.
Yeah. They need
I
defense.
think they're
Or
gonna,
interior offensive
they're going to
line.
continue to go in the trenches. I think
so?
they'll go a trench.
You can't go back to back offensive line, right? Because they took Proctor.
I think Peter Woods, McDonald, Falk.
Ooh.
I think those guys
Well,
make
they just
sense.
took Kenneth Grant. I guess that regime didn't draft him.
But still, like they just need.
Yeah.
I mean, they have Siler too. Maybe not interior. Maybe not actually. They still need secondary bad. Maybe they want McNeil Warren. Maybe they want a corner.
Ooh, Emmanuel McNeil Warren to get their safety.
Yeah, that's not a bad.
Or they could just take a corner. Best corner on the board. Chris Johnson, D'Angelo Bonds.
They traded 27 and 138 for 30 and 90.
You know what's crazy? Kansas City can still nab Jamal McCoy here, man.
Yeah,
I
I don't
Peter
think that would
Woods,
be.
too.
But imagine pairing them though.
I would be sick. I'm also a Noel Williams fan.
Imagine pairing them together. That would be insane.
But I would be sick trading up for that, and then offensive line, wide receiver. I think they would go Denzel Boston or.
Yeah, I mean they could. They certainly could.
So we see. So what? So Keelan Rutledge, Houston.
That's insane. By the way,
So
I think that's
Miami.
actually crazy. I can't.
You have to get John Eric, Jeff Halfley, a guy here.
I can't, bro. I can't do it. I need to see who it is. I'm
D'Angelo
gonna be
Bonds.
so upset, man.
I don't think it'll be Bonds. I don't think so.
Hmm.
I would be shocked.
I like some of the interior value for them here, but it's not something they really need. I don't know. I don't really know where they go here. There's nobody that screams trade up for. Maybe they do like McNeil Warren. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. I do like that.
So Houston.
I mean, like, they really-
trade. Did we say who? Yeah, Houston.
Yeah,
took.
they really. I mean, like, it wouldn't shock me if they just went O-line again. It's super,
49ers get 30 and 90.
yeah, it's super boring if they took another O-line, but that's kind of where they're at. I feel like this team sucks balls.
Yeah,
They're so
I would.
bad, bro.
I would be shocked.
Like, I don't think they should, but like, I don't know. They could go. I don't see them going linebacker. I mean, they have Jordan Brooks, but maybe that's somebody they try to move off of because you don't really need a linebacker on a rebuilding team.
I think you go secondary. Jeff Halfley's a secondary guy.
I think so too. It could be. I mean, maybe they prefer Terrell. Maybe they're not worried about that, and they like the turnover production there.
Let's see. Because that's the thing else. We're also going to talk about these guys who are falling around too. Corners are falling, man.
Yeah.
And we'll see because Seattle could take one. Obviously, KC could take one. 49ers could take one. But this is a good group right here. You have McCoy, Chris Johnson, D'Angelo Bonds, Avion Terrell still here. This is a very good group of corners.
Yeah, Colton Hoods to say.
With Peter Wood still on the board.
I mean, they could go Boston. If they Omar Cooper Jr. Omar Cooper Jr. feels like, but like, are they really going to? That's not a Packers thing to do. But they also aren't a team that really drafts guys like Caden Proctor really early either. Cooper would be kind of fun there. Boston makes some sense to get some size on the outside. I don't know. Trading up here again, they clearly value somebody above the rest of the board that they don't want to miss out on. They jumped. They jumped the Chiefs and who picks before them? The Chiefs and who am I blanking?
The
on here?
49ers, Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. So
They're saying Chris Johnson.
That'd be a good
Chris
pick.
Johnson for the Dolphins.
That'd be a good pick.
It wasn't D'Angelo Pond. So
Now you can breathe.
yeah.
Wait, what was your bet?
I bet D'Angelo. I wanted to bet D'Angelo Ponds to go in the first round just because there was some good value there. But the way FanDuel does it, I couldn't bet that, so I had to try to guess what team he was going to. So I guessed the Chiefs and the Dolphins, and then the Chiefs traded up to 6 to draft Mansour.
So where are you at? You were at 29 and 30,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now we got Chiefs and 49ers.
Yeah, I guess.
So Bonds at KC at 49ers. That's what we're hoping for here.
Not happening anymore. But I mean, if is it Chris Johnson? Is that to confirm?
Yeah.
Chris Johnson. That's a good pick, though. I mean, he's a guy that kind of was like pretty high in the early process and then kind of fell back down and then kind of rose back up. Just a really good player. I mean, for a small school guy, there's not too many questions about him, to be honest. Tests are really good. Tape's really good and really good zone coverage corner. And it was an interesting trade up for him. You know, I don't think I mean, that's cornerback 2. That's CB2 off the board. I know it's later than we expected, but he was a second corner off the board. That provided some value somewhere too. Really solid player. Interesting-ish pick for Miami here, but I do like the player here.
Yeah, and looking at the straight up player, this is one of the most technically refined cornerbacks that you can find. The biggest knock on him really is his game in press coverage, press man to man, and just the school he played at. That's it. It's the competition. Yeah. And that's a fair knock because you can say, all right, what NFL caliber wide receivers have you ever played that was put on tape against you? What quickness, what size, what separation ability have you ever faced? But when you just turn on the tape, this dude is technical. And not only that, he is a playmaker. His click and close ability. And, he was, I believe, top 2 in this class in, total interceptions throughout his collegiate career at the cornerback position. So I'm a fan of the Chris Johnson pick. And this is going to be shaping up to leave some guys on the board in round 2.
I'm really curious to see what the Bills do here, man. Because obviously you got Jacob Rodriguez, you got CJ Allen, you got Peter Woods, you got Cassius Howell, but you also got Omar Cooper Jr. maybe. Because I feel like if he's not picked here, is he going to be early in round 2? All right,
Kansas City could take him.
All right, Denzel Boston's still on the board.
I would hate Cooper to choose. I think they're all so similar. He's similar to everything they have. I think Cooper to the 49ers kind of has some.
Yeah,
they have. That receiver room is now strangely weird with Ricky Pearsall, Mike Evans, Christian Kirk. Like what a weird room that is now. But none of those guys stay healthy, unfortunately. So adding a young guy wouldn't be the worst thing for them there either. New England's probably going to add AJ Brown, sign Romeo Doubs. I don't know. Omar Cooper is a little bit of an interesting player here.
Yeah,
I could see him going to the Bills, but at the same time, it's that same kind of feeling. Like he's similar to Shakir. He's similar to DJ Moore. Some teams like that, though. I mean, I don't personally, but I feel like Joe Brady kind of likes that. But teach their own.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think it really depends on. We'll see what the Chiefs do, but that's one of the problems I have, though, is just looking at your team. I think that you went out and you spent the second round pick on DJ Moore basically by trading him away for the Buffalo Bills. That is. I don't know if I would go back-to-back wide receivers if I'm the Bills.
I feel like this is a big spot for the Bengals, though. Honestly, guys, because depending on what the Bills do here, this could tell us who could be available potentially. Because I feel like this is the last shot where one of the linebackers, like a Jacob Rodriguez or CJ Allen, could really go. And we're looking like only request I have is I'd like to see where they land. It's gonna be interesting.
I hate to say it, and I hate to be the negative Nancy once again, but there's a chance that. Some of the mock drafts that we did, having Reuben Bain, Caleb Downs, and also Peter Woods in round 2, like I think these guys are going to fall. I think the cornerbacks are going to fall. You're going to have a good guy. I mean, even somebody in the chat brought up Brandon Cisse. I think that was Gary Jellison. These guys are starting caliber players. You still have Colton Hood from Tennessee.
Good player.
But if you're the Bengals and Peter Woods there at 41, are you taking him?
I don't think so.
Logan, would you take him?
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like I would say I would.
I mean, he's a guy that played his whole sophomore season at edge, essentially. Not that that's what we would do, but he's not. He doesn't just have to be a defensive tackle either.
Your defensive line would be insane.
It'd be so good. It would be so good. I mean, but for true edges, still. I mean, I'm a relatively big Kendrick Falk guy too, especially in the second round. TJ Parker's still here. If we want to dip into the Cassius Howell or Mason Thomases of the world, those guys are still here. There's a ton of. I mean, this again, we talked about corner and linebackers being the spot where the Bengals will obviously target. There has been one linebacker and 2 corners go. So obviously this could be a really – Patriots have traded up to 28 with the Bills.
So the Bills are just trading back.
Whenever it's for –
Bills trying to get more picks?
I wonder if it's for Rodriguez, but I think the Bills – I don't know. What do the Patriots need, Danny? Your old squad.
They need everything, to be honest. I think they could go.
Could they go line? They could go edge. They signed.
Well, no, they could go offensive line.
They landed on.
They go offensive line.
They could. Who'd they sign? The Bills get 125. They got 31 and 125. They signed Vera Tucker, didn't they? The Patriots. That was a good little move. out there. Let's look at New England's depth chart real quick.
Yeah, looking at even the best players on the board, like cornerbacks are best players on the board.
They could go right tackle. And there's
I
no
just don't
true
know who I
right
would go,
tackles
though.
left, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't go offensive tackle.
I mean, and they got they could I was gonna say Caden McDonald and get your true nose in the middle of that defense. That wouldn't surprise me. They linebackers are just gonna be needed for them too. It could be a linebacker spot. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go linebacker or Caden McDonald here. I think that's what I would. I think that's where I'm.
I would do CJ Allen, to be honest with you.
I told you I think New England is a team that would prefer CJ Allen over Rodriguez.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Michael Roth was asking, who do you guys think the Bills are going with? Obviously, so the Bills aren't here. But in 2 picks, I don't know. Because edge is falling very nicely for them. There's guys like Falk on the board, Zion Young on the board.
There's a ton of quality edges left. These tweets are crazy.
Tweets? Oh yeah, I can't even imagine. Caleb Loma's still on the board. That's what Nick just put in?
Yeah, they had to trade. Crap. They had to trade up so Mike Vrabel can actually be here for the picks instead of not being here on the last day because he's going to freaking rehab or something on the last day. Patriots selection, Caleb Lomu.
Yeah, wow, that's a good shout. I completely forgot that he was on the board. I completely forgot about him.
Okay,
that's a good pick.
Left tackle. They just drafted a left tackle.
Put him inside, baby. Put Will Campbell inside. Will Campbell
kicking in.
Who's the right tackle?
Morgan Moses. But Caleb Lomo, you're telling me okay. Not that I disagree with that, but you're telling me the Browns drafted Spencer Fano, a right tackle at Utah, to play left tackle in the NFL, and then the Patriots just drafted left tackle in Utah and Caleb Lomo to play right tackle in the NFL. Like that. Like I don't know. I like Caleb Lomo. I really do. But I again. What's he going to do? Is Will Campbell going to go right tackle? Do they think that's a better spot for him instead of being that true pass protecting left tackle? I don't know.
This is a good pick, though. This is a very good pick. I think that the Patriots, and this is something else that I think we don't touch on enough, is how you lose in the playoffs tends to be how you go. You can look at the Bills from last year, perfect example, Maxwell Harrison. You go and rewatch that game. It was very clear they didn't have the speed to match up with Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver, and hell, any wide receiver, and they went with the speedy cornerback in here. It was very clear the one thing that was killing them in the Super Bowl was their offensive line. Their offensive line got crushed. They made the Vera Tucker move, which was very nice, but they went out and they added a left tackle who, albeit, there's concerns about, okay, where is he going to play? This dude, him and Fano were the best tackle duo in all of college football last year.
One of them has to kick out because they signed Vera Tucker to play left guard.
Yep, he's left guard.
Michael Winu is their right guard. So one of these guys is going to be playing
the right tackle spot for Morgan Moses.
Yeah.
Morgan, how old is he?
He's super old.
38?
Yeah.
So Kansas City
Chiefs. But
Chiefs,
still just weird.
The pick is in for the Chiefs.
That was a quick one.
Who's best available? Denzel Boston.
Dude.
And with the 29th overall pick, the Chiefs take Peter Woods.
Oh, wow.
Peter Woods. They got the Woodler.
The Woodler.
They got the Woodler.
Woodler went round 1, baby.
The Woodler.
That's going to suck a lot for me, man.
Think so?
Damn.
Talk to us about it. Give us a breakdown. Bites. Peter Woods, the Woodler.
Well, I'm a big fan of Peter Woods. I think he honestly has been one of my favorite players in this draft process for a long time. You guys want to talk about some of the decline in production over the last 3 years, but I don't really see it that way. He was tasked to do a number of different things. His true freshman season, which is the season everybody loves to talk about. He played 3-tech and he did it damn good. Insane pass rush run rate, insane run defense, just really good player. His sophomore season, you saw some of the numbers tick down a little bit, and that's because they tried to make him, like I just talked about. If he was there 41 his whole sophomore season, he spent playing at backside edge because he was an elite run defender, and that's where elite run defenders tend to play. They would kick him inside on some passing downs and allow him to rush a passer from that position, and he did it really well. But again, he took a lot more snaps at edge to play the run, which of course is going to cause some of your numbers to fall. And that becomes this junior season where the numbers continue to fall again. It's because he's played a third different position. He's playing so much more on the interior, almost playing a 0 or 1, aka nose tackle. He's handling so many nose or tackle responsibilities. He's two-gapping. He's holding the point of attack. He's getting doubled at a way bigger rate than he ever did because of where he is playing on the football field. I don't the numbers, the counting stats, those things did decline. But I would still argue that he did his job perfectly well with what Clemson was asking him to do. It's not his fault. Clemson was asking him to do things that don't help his draft stock. They were trying to do things that help them win football games. And frankly, Clemson didn't end up winning many games either. But Peter Woods, he's an elite run defender with so much pass rushing upside. The second highest run stop rate in the class, the second highest career pass rush win rate on true passing sets in the class. Just a really complete player on all downs. Him next learning from Chris Jones and playing on the interior offensive line is so perfect for Kansas City, man. So perfect for Kansas City. While Mansour Delane is a good player, I hated obviously trading up for 6.
That's a good little package.
To pair Mansour Delane and now Peter Woods at 29 is really the pair Mansour Delane and the Woodler at 29 is a really really good duo.
Well, something that was interesting. Obviously, we're on the live show, so we can't see everything. But Mekhi Lemon was on the phone with the Steelers when the Eagles traded up for him. I think that is hilarious. And shout out to Howie Roseman for that. That is crazy. So the Steelers were expecting to take Mekhi Lemon. Howie jumps. At least it was 2 picks up until the Cowboys.
Pennsylvania on Pennsylvania crime.
Yeah, man. We got some people. Michael Rolfe, we appreciate the super chat. He said, "Thank you so much, Kansas City. You saved my night."
The Jets just traded up to the 49ers. Jets just jumped back up into the first round.
So didn't the 49ers just trade back?
The 49ers have 33 and 179 now. So the Jets are picking at 30.
Oh, it's wide receiver. It's Omar Cooper Jr., baby.
Maybe.
Because who do they take at 16? Kenyon City.
They
could take corner here.
Oh my God.
Aaron Glenn, D'Angelo Ponce. I hope. Yeah.
That's my Lord and Savior. Dude, oh my God. I will sing Aaron Glenn's praises for the rest of my life if he just did that for me. That would be insane. That's pick.
This
30,
is wide receiver corner, I think.
You think they go receiver again? I mean, I know they didn't just draft. They
Kenyon Sadiq,
tight end. I'm not saying they can't.
Yeah.
But if they do, I think that would make
Maybe
me
not.
lean more Boston though, because they need that more outside. If you get Cooper, I feel like you're playing Garrett Wilson, Sadiq, and Cooper. They're all kind of those interior level receivers. Again, that's my preference, so that's why I keep saying that. They could. I would say they don't need more line help. They already went. David Bailey 2. It's got to be for a corner, right?
Aaron Glenn.
It could be McNeil Warren. It could be McNeil Warren easily.
Look at the Woodler right there.
Oh, shout out to the Woodler. Dang, look at that. That's actually
so
fire.
Tough, bro.
He's in all black, they're in all white. That's actually fire.
He's so tough, bro. Look at that guy.
Shout out him, man. Good for him.
Good for the Woodler, man.
Good for the Woodler.
Freaking Woodler. It's my dog.
Michael Rolfe, real quick. He said, "I do not want Avion Terrell in the Bengals." Am I wrong? Talk me through his player profile. You can nitpick. Yeah. I'm a fan of him. I think the concern with him is obviously his athletic profile, his long speed. But for me, and the selling
Omar Cooper.
Omar Cooper
Jr. I don't like that really. I like the player. I like moving up for him. I don't like the team fit. Well, who's your deep threat? Who's your guy that you're going to throw, a hitch to on 4th and 5? Who's your big body? Like they don't have I don't know. Again, it's totally preference on how I like
Mitchell.
My
what are we talking about?
That's true. AD Mitchell. But I mean, I don't know. I just don't like the fit. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't mind it because he's a good player. It's when I say I don't like things, it's usually just because I don't like the fit or the process for me. It's just not something I agree with. Omar Cooper Jr. Again, they're all just sort of similar. I think you all get the same. You're getting the same thing from Kenyon Sadiq that you're going to get from Omar Cooper Jr. In my opinion, you just are. Completely.
So going back real quick, Michael Rolfe, we'll talk about this obviously, of who's the best available for the Cincinnati Bengals at 41. But I do think that Terrell, the selling point for you, man, is this guy is a turnover machine. I mean, we're talking at least 7 forced fumbles in the past 2 years. This guy is a downhill attacking cornerback. And for me, that's the selling point is he is a menace in the run game. This is a true football player, dude who's not scared of contact, because that's something else. Sometimes cornerbacks are a little scared of contact, right? Especially getting down into the nitty gritty, into the offense tackle, defense tackle game. That is something Terrell does not give a crap about. So from a pure coverage standpoint, I think that I can see the long speed. That's something that showed up on tape. Even when you go look at his matchup against Chris Bell, somebody who will be selected, next tomorrow in round 2 or 3, wide receiver from Louisville. You can tell he got a little bullied, in some of his routes. He is a little bit on the smaller side, but he's a guy who gives you, versatility inside, outside, can play outside. But for me, the selling point is this dude is a downhill cornerback, and his forced fumbles for me is something I really latch on to as a slot nickel cornerback, because that is something the Bengals have needed. And that's a spot where if you bring him in and he is your nickel, you're bringing him in on blitzes, you're using him around the line of scrimmage, I would be a fan of him. But it depends on who else is on the board.
Yeah.
But that would be the selling point in a positive way for you.
I think with the fit there too, for I've just got done talking about fit with Omar Cooper Jr. I don't love it for the Jets in this scenario, but I think Terrell going to Cincinnati would be a fit that I like more. Him going earlier, like he was kind of pushed up in the draft cycle, gives the expectations that this guy's probably going to be your cornerback one. I don't think I see that from him. Like he can impact the game, but if you can go to a team and not have, kind of have that pressure or the responsibilities of handling wide receiver ones or being your best corner, the odds of him being a more impactful player go up. And obviously in Cincinnati with Dax and DJ, hopefully one of them long term, you wouldn't have that pressure. So I do like the fit more in Cincinnati versus where he could be with some other teams.
Canes 2026 champs, and we appreciate you, man. You've been in the chat all stream long, and once again, we are doing a stream tomorrow as well. He said, Jets have a 2-year plan. They're stacking receivers. Got Geno Smith to overthrow. They're gonna suck and get a top 5 pick again, which will be a quarterback. 3 first-round picks next year. I agree with you. This is a 2-year plan, and it's similar with the Cardinals. We will talk about the Cardinals more, but the Jets. Aaron Glenn is likely out the door. I agree with you. This is a 2-year plan. They're playing the long game. They've got the ammo to go up and get a top 5 quarterback in the draft next year. So I'm very confident they're going to be in that top 5 range, get a quarterback. And right now you're just trying to set the table. They got their 2 bookend tackles. And, Olu Fashanu, Armand Membu, who was one of the best, tackles last year.
Yeah.
And I just think that this is a team that you're trying to set the table. I agree. Maybe it was a little weird going with Omar Cooper Jr., but
the Bills traded out of the first round.
Wow. For Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Brother. Tennessee. So Tennessee went.
Tate.
So the Bills traded. That was like their 3rd time trading out.
Yeah. They're going to just come back up for somebody eventually. But Titans now.
So they got Tate.
Did they go?
Matt, listen, I ain't gonna lie.
Why do they always do this? Like the Bills. They got. I know their fans got to be so furious.
Yeah, imagine we were a Bills show and had a let's go live for the first round tonight, boys.
Like every draft, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna draft our guy, and then it's like you get right to the end of the pick because they always pick it at the end of the draft because, like Brandon Bean said, we never want to be bad at Cincinnati, where we have to draft the Jamar Chase or anything like that. Right? Shout out to the residential Bills fans, Marissa. But
shout out.
They always put themselves in this position, then they trade back, and they just kind of just toy with their fan base. To a degree, I don't know why. It's like, come on, and why do you kind of evade yourself from having that 5th-year option of a guy?
This is another nuts trade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Bills traded 31, 69, and 165 and got 35, 66, and 101. That's another they trimmed down 5 spots and then moved up 3 and then moved up 64 spots.
Yeah. So Tennessee. So they went Cardinal Tate. I was going to say.
Are they going to go edge?
Honestly, and this is what pisses me off. Unless I hope Cardinal Tate has a good career. Denzel Boston, Cardinal Tate. If you give me Denzel Boston at 31, I'm taking that.
Yeah.
I'm taking that.
Yeah, you could take Ruben Bain at 4. I know he went.
Bro,
15,
I'm taking that. And
so, do we think it's for a defensive player here, an edge?
No, this is in my opinion. Once again, this is just a guess. This is Jacob Rodriguez, in my opinion. Their linebackers.
What if they only
their linebackers suck?
What if they only scouted the Notre Dame running back room?
Take Jadarian Price.
If they liked
take Jadarian Price.
If they liked Love so much and were so concerned about getting a running back. I think their linebackers aren't great.
Corner. I know they got Cordell Flat. They have Alontae Taylor.
They have
Joshua Williams. So they just added those guys.
But they could take a Jermon McCoy shout, and just kind of sit on him for a year a little bit if that's how they feel that comfortable with his.
I'm sticking with
obviously.
linebacker. I think he gets.
Yeah, we know they probably like Sonny Styles as well.
Bro, I can't believe. Yeah, I'm still shell shocked at
still
Cardinal
lying.
Tate. So apparently, yeah, we're caught up now. I know we were a little.
I mean,
ahead
Cordell
before.
Olsen is currently their starting right guard. Is that true?
Emmanuel Pregnon.
Oh my God, Keldrick Falk. That is such a Robert Saleh pick, though.
Keldrick Falk. He just took Michael Williams last year with the 49ers.
Yeah,
similar style player.
Yeah,
come in here and you go up and get Keldrick Falk. That's value.
Keldrick, yeah,
that's value.
Keldrick Falk, Simmons,
Jermaine
Johnson, John Franklin Myers, who I often comped Keldrick Falk to. The Odeju guy from UCLA last year. That's a pretty deep, well-rounded lineman room. It's again, I like Keldrick Falk. Trading back up into the first for Keldrick Falk is a little bit of a different story to me. Like it's not like they just got him for nothing. But I like Keldrick Falk. He's such a solid guy. He really is.
Now, what do we think the Seattle Seahawks go? What if they go Jermod McCoy?
This should be corner. They should be licking their lips and saying,
on your Jadarian Price.
Yeah, bro. No, for sure. I mean, I love Jadarian Price, but like you're sitting here and who else? So you got Colton Hood on the board.
I like McNeil Warren there too. They lost a couple. They lost Kobe Bryant. Who else? They lost some corners though too with what's his name? Woolen.
Yeah.
But they also still don't have
Seattle's in a great spot. There's some guys.
I think Seattle wanted to trade down so bad that other teams in front of them are like, no, just trade down with us instead. And because everybody in front of them just trade down like 8 times, it felt like.
What a draft, man. Such a weird draft. But
I'm trying to think for the Bills here. I mean, their interior's not great. Anthony Bradford. Gray Zabel's great. Sundell, their center, solid.
This is Price or corner. It's got to be. If you just look at the way the board fell, I think corner's best player on the board. Because who else is on the board?
I don't think. I think that McDonald could like one of these, like Jacob Rodriguez, a turnover machine in the middle of his defense.
Yeah.
C.J. Allen, the coachable guy, maybe.
Gary Gell said Emmanuel McNeil Warren could fit. That's what you said.
Yeah, I mean their safeties are Julian Love and Ty Okuda. Could be not. That's not the worst.
I like Julian Love.
Yeah, it's not the worst group in the world. It's upgradable, but like. Yeah. Josh Jobs, their other corner, interesting. Witherspoon. They could use some size at the cornerback position. That's something they did lose in Woolen, but there's not really many big corners you would take this early. There's some in the draft. Igbinosu from Ohio State, Will Lee, Takario Davis. Those are some of the big body guys.
No, he's more of a slot.
Yeah, he's more of a slot safety.
So, and they've got Witherspoon who kind of plays that role for them.
Yeah.
Borson said T.J. Parker McCoy or Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
I guess Jadarian Price.
Is that who it is?
Jadarian Price.
That's cool.
Good pick.
Price.
Good pick for the boys, man. Good pick. That dude is wow. I love it.
So guys, let's start looking ahead to day 2.
Yep.
Right. Day 2. Who's on the board? Right. We've got guys like Emmanuel McNeil Warren, Jermod McCoy, obviously the big name. The question is, how far is he going to slide? Right? Avion Terrell. You got Denzel Boston, Katie McDonald, Zion, Young, Cassius Howell, Colton Hood, Anthony Hill, Brandon Cece. Listen, where do we see the value the most, right? For the Bengals, a team that's picking at 41. The Bengals pick pretty quickly in the second round, guys.
That is a tough question. I want to, as we look at that too, I'm going to see if this is updated because I'm interested to see. There's been a lot of trade downs. So what teams pick in front of us now that present more issues? But as we kind of figure out that, I still think there's a lot of value. I mean, the linebackers and something we talked a lot about, and they're still sitting here. The corners, there's still several corners here that are a lot to like. I still really like this edge room. I don't think too much is off of that. Like TJ Parker is still interesting to me. Some of these undersized edges, I don't think the Bengals necessarily go that route. I still think it's just we're looking at linebacker.
CJ Allen, man.
And we're looking at corner. I think that's where we're at probably.
Do we think the run on linebacker happens early? I mean, I feel like Buffalo is going to be the first one to pull the trigger if they do.
I think.
But wide receiver, I feel like wide receiver for them.
Okay, this might not be finalized, but now the 49ers have the first pick of the third round.
Huh. So they Buffalo traded back again?
Buffalo has the 35th, the second pick, the third pick in the third round.
Yeah.
It gets a little different. So the second round order if this is updated properly, is San Francisco 49ers first, Arizona Cardinals, Buffalo Bills, Raiders, Giants, Texans, which are some linebacker teams that we talked about, the Texans, the Bills, even the Giants potentially. We're kind of linked to Sonny Styles. And then the Browns, the Chiefs, and the Bengals.
It's going to be interesting.
So the odds of a line, we talked about that's a lot of linebacker.
I think one of
teams.
the two. I think one of Rodriguez or CJ will be there. I think so.
But also,
because think about it, Caden McDonald's on the board still, right?
Yes.
So
Caden McDonald,
Houston could take him.
Yes, they could. I think the cornerback position though is kind of where I don't know how many people I see go.
Avion Terrell, in my opinion, this is just early. Terrell or Pons, one of them will be there. That's probably where I'm leaning. Terrell,
TJ Parker.
I like TJ. And at that point, you're going best player on. You're trying to go best player on the board. I just think those other guys.
Arizona's got to go defense, right? You would assume.
Jeez, you never know with those guys. I
mean
they
fuck.
You
Better.
probably do.
The 49ers can go any direction.
They go wide receiver. They go anything.
I think the Bills could go any direction, but I think the Bills will probably take one of the linebackers.
Yep.
And then you have the Raiders,
who
I love
wide receiver.
I love Denzel Boston if he's there.
Early shout Elijah Surratt.
Gross, but
pair him up.
But
Denzel Boston.
I get that for them and pairing him up.
Giants went
Maioa and Reese.
So you probably go wide receiver. They could go wide receiver.
Who would that be though?
It would probably be Denzel Boston.
Can I ask you a question though? If Jamal McCoy is there at 41, are you pulling the trigger?
I think you have to.
You have the conversation.
I think you have to. I mean, they know their medicals. If
you're talking about a really elite secondary,
I think you have to. But is he going to play this year? Because he like we talked about, there's a chance he needs that surgery. If he needs that surgery, I don't see the Bengals doing that.
Yeah, but
it's also still why not? Because then he's going to be ready by the time you need a corner, but you would still just need to draft another corner in the draft. That's I have no problem taking that risk because we don't have a first round pick. So maybe to some people that might make you want to take more of a higher floor player, but Jerome McCoy he's not available because he's a bad football player. He's available because of health concerns. But if those things clear, now all of a sudden, who cares you traded your 10th overall pick? Because for a while we debated Jerome McCoy with the 10th overall pick. I think you just would kind of have to really consider it.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
But I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's if we see how the way the board is shaping up, I think that's going to be best player available. And there's a real world that he's still there, right? And if you're looking at that, you're debating between Pons, you're debating between Cisse, and you're debating between McCoy. I like
McNeil Warren is still there.
Emmanuel McNeil Warren is still there.
That is a good football. I mean, there's a ton of players that interest me. I'm just going to rattle a few off. Emmanuel McNeil Warren, Avion Terrell, Caden McDonald. I know we just added Dexter Lawrence, but good Lord, that would be two large men in the middle of our defense. Cassius Howe, Zion Young, Colton Hood. I don't like Anthony Hill that much.
I love Cassius Howe. Let me just say that. I'd love that.
I think for what the Bengals could use in that edge room, that makes some sense with some pass rushing juice. Gabe Akis, the linebackers, Pregnon. I mean, Christian Miller. We love Christian Miller. I don't know if that's something we do anymore, but there's a ton of good players left. There's a ton. I mean, we tried to do it a little bit yesterday, but trading down in a second might not be looking too bad, especially if the linebackers go. I don't know. It's a good board, but they could still. There's no clear. We're going to do this still. I really do like a number of players available here.
Yeah, I think that when you look at this is going to be, and we talked about this in the War Room show yesterday, where you guys can obviously check it out on the channel, and there's a lot of good content on the channel if you guys haven't checked it out already. But you're gonna have either a player, but I do think that there's gonna be potential for a trade back. I think that just looking the way that the board is, if you have a group of McCoy, Terrell, Pons, Rodriguez, Caden McDonald, who's to say you say, all right, let me trade back 6 spots. Somebody's gonna be there. You go and you get an extra fourth, 5th round pick.
TJ Parker is still there.
And we had a super chat from our guy Kane's 2026 champs. Thanks, brother. He said, calling it now, the Bengals do not go linebacker at 41. It will be a cornerback because it's a more valuable position, and there will be a good linebacker there at 72.
I tend to agree.
I think
I think the linebackers are going to go. I have a feeling they're both going to go before us. I just do.
And if that's the case, I'm okay.
So be it.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
I would love Jacob Rodriguez in a Bengals uniform. I think the Bengals would love that too. But you're gonna have your pick.
We haven't really. There's a couple names that we haven't really discussed, and the two that I keep kind of looking at is McNeil Warren and Colton Hood.
Yeah,
in Tennessee. We haven't. I don't know. I like Colton Hood. I think he's a great cover corner.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a guy that necessarily projects in the slot for me a little bit, which is a little bit of the issue. So then it's like if you want to move Dax back in there, and that's the conversation you might have to have. Emmanuel McNeil Warren is really fun too, but we have a ton of bodies in that safety room. Do we care? I don't know. It's still hard to pass on Caden McDonald, even with Dexter Lawrence. Like, talk about upgrading your run defense immediately, dude. That would be insane.
But you've put a lot of resources into that spot, right? So that's why I feel like maybe they kind of hit it over and over and over again. But man, I love the spot we're in. I love the spot we're in, guys. Our guy Michael Rolfe with another super chat. We appreciate you, brother. He says, if you are putting a big board together to 8 players or even 12, 15 for a trade back, what does that board look like? Logan.
Oh man, if I'm moving back a little bit.
So you said 12 or 8 to 12 to 15 spots.
I think you're probably canceling out the 2 top linebackers in Allen and Rodriguez, which is totally okay with me. If you're moving back, I think you're gonna end up taking one of the corners. Whether that be Brandon Cisse, I think Colton Hood potentially enters that conversation, but I don't. Again, he's a little bit more of a true outside guy, so that's kind of the hold up there a little bit with him. But I do think some of the edge players would be discussed a little bit more too, because you're trading back, you're going to have more swings. So taking a little bit more of a premium position makes some sense. Maybe TJ Parker continues to fall a little bit, or maybe you finally bend the curb on taking these lighter pass rushers, the R. Mason Thomases of the world, the Cassius Howes of the world. I think those guys make a lot of sense. I'm looking at corner and edge in a trade down spot because I don't think there'd be too much value at linebacker. But to be honest with you, if in a trade down, I kind of like some of the offensive players on the board. You know, like some of these offensive linemen, I still like Pregnon a lot. Basantis is a good fit in Cincinnati as well. I like Gabe Akis, another edge. I think trading down would signal no linebacker, and we're going to turn our focus to corner and edge, just a little bit more premium positions.
Premium,
kind of adjust as things go.
Yeah.
Shout out Marissa trooping it with us, man. You know,
absolutely.
she's been on a ones and twos. She hasn't said a word. I know she's probably itching to say something. Her Bills traded back a bunch of times in the first round. She's sitting here just gritting her teeth. The Bengals went out and traded for Dexter Lawrence. Her Bills didn't do anything in the draft, in the first round. So sorry, Marissa. Well, on a greener pastures tomorrow, we'll say. Guys, anything else before we head out of here? Because again, we'll be live again tomorrow. Yeah. We'll be live, at 7? 7, guys? That's right? 7 for the draft. Shout out our sponsor, right? Pastiza's Pizza.
Right here.
Appreciate y'all.
See you tomorrow.
Dan's got the slice of pizza right there. He's chewing it up.
He's been eating that for an hour.
He's literally that's literally how he eats. When we go to restaurants, that's how he eats.
Bro.
He's a slow eater. But listen, man, we'll be back live tomorrow at 7. We'll be live with Evan. I think Evan will be here, and the rest of the normal crew will be here, and we'll be breaking it all down. We'll be talking all through. Daniel, got some final notes?
Yeah. I just want to give my top 5 real quick. Obviously, we'll be discussing this. But as the board stands right now, with no trade back, my top 5 would be, in no particular, D'Angelo Pons, Jamad McCoy, Cassius Howell, Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
Repeat that one more time. We got cut out.
It would be Avion Terrell, my top 5, Avion Terrell, D'Angelo Pons, Cassius Howell, Jamad McCoy, or Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Those are 5 players I can look at and say, these guys come in day one and are producing in a specific role for me. I look at the corners, it's the slot. I'm looking at Howell, I think is the best pass rusher on the board. And I look at Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, which would give me something different, a potential guy to come in there, play alongside, or, with Jordan Battle, maybe be a replacement, but just an all-around talent. The one risk is the Jermon McCoy one because he's an outside corner, but that is best player on the board. So that's my top 5. I think they'll go one of those 5 at pick 41.
I like it.
Jacob Rodriguez too. I definitely missed.
One of them's gonna go. I
Yeah.
think one of them will be gone. Though.
I hate
Maybe
to say
even
it.
both of them.
I said this, and I'm kind of mad that he didn't go pick number 26. I think he's a Buffalo Bill, to be honest with you. We will see how true that comes.
I got a weird shout, guys.
Mhm.
Weird shout, Bengals related.
Yeah.
I wonder, because I know the Bengals approached him about this last year. I wonder if the Bengals aren't able to find edge depth or grab an edge depth in this draft, would they bring back Sam Hubbard?
Oh, wow.
They approached him last year about potentially coming back.
Huh.
And he flirted with, the whole, if they went a Super Bowl run, he got to make joking and stuff like that. But I just wonder, would they actually,
Don't say that.
I'm just being honest. I'm just throwing it out there, guys. Like,
play tight end instead of Tanner Hudson or Drew Sample.
Wouldn't that be such a Bengals move, though?
Oh my God, yes it would.
I'm just saying, that's just my last little nugget for the night. I think maybe if he doesn't, if they aren't able to draft, get any depth in the draft for guys that they like, why would they not bring him back? I mean, I'm good on it, but I just move on. I know that they asked him about it before the season, before last season, would you be interested in coming back? And would you be interested in coming back a couple times? So I don't know, just throwing it out there. Anyway, this is gonna be it's gonna be an interesting day 2 for the Bengals. Be interesting day 2 for the Bengals, man. I'm excited to see what happens, man. I'm excited to see what happens, man. I'm excited to see what happens. Excited to see how this thing falls. I feel like the talent of Jermon McCoy is gonna be super hard to pass up if he's sitting you there at 41, guys.
Yeah,
I'm being honest, man. All right,
I agree.
I think it's gonna be super hard for you to pass up if he's sitting there at you at 41. And I'd love for one of these linebackers if CJ Allen's there. That's what I'm gonna do tonight. I mean, I'm gonna be watching a lot of CJ Allen tape, right? A little bit more of it. Man, this draft is crazy, man. This draft is crazy. I didn't expect the offensive guys to just fly off the board the way they did.
It was crazy, bro.
I thought the Buccaneers won with that Ruben Bain pick.
What a pick.
I thought the Chiefs didn't need to trade up for Mansour, but they did, right? And they walked with Mansour, Delane, and Peter Woods. I guess they got to feel good about that. Some guys fell in this draft, right? Guys that we were shocked about. That I thought that there was a world in which Katie McDonald would sneak into the first round. Right, that didn't happen. I'm curious to see who's going to go early on the next day, day 2. I really am. I'm curious to see if the Bengals entertain a trade back spot.
McDonald's going to be a giant.
Yeah.
Take Dexter Lawrence's spot.
Oh, yeah. Katie McDonald.
Lock that in, bro. Put that in Sharpie.
Katie McDonald, giant.
Next to Arvell
makes
Reese,
a lot of sense.
Put that in Sharpie, bro.
Makes a lot of sense. Man, it's going to be some good options, man. We appreciate you guys for sticking it out with us, man, for day 1 of the NFL draft. We'll be back live tomorrow. Same crew. Just with Evan. We're breaking this thing all down, man. We'll be talking this thing all down. Let us know in the comment section what your thoughts are on this draft. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss when we do go live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Again, we'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2, rounds 2 and 3 of the NFL draft. Can't wait to talk ball with y'all and be here for another 3+ hours tomorrow, man. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time tomorrow on the Sit Down.
This is TWSN. You ain't heard about it.